And the way that he was highly regarded in Tallahassee among his teammates and people in that program really kind of touched me. I go to a lot of pro days, obviously, and I go to Tallahassee quite a bit. He was held in high regard, not only because of his talents, but because of his intangible things, his relationship with the game, the type of teammate he is, the type of worker he is. And sometimes, man, those things leave an imprint on me more so than the tape. Everyone has access to the tape. We all do. But when you put your boots on the ground in their college towns, and you get an opportunity to talk to people and feel the impact of the human day in and day out on campus in football settings and non-football settings, he certainly passed the smell test and all of those things.
Because spinal fusion surgery sounds serious, how did the process of adding him to the practice squad come about?
It was easy for us. Dr. Okonkwo, our team doctor, did the surgery. And so we didn't have to go far to ask questions. When you have one of the best in the world, and we do, in Okonkwo, a lot of people come to him. And it's a leg up for us sometimes when we're making decisions about people who've certainly dealt with some of the things that he specializes in.
Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart both have been ruled out for today's game. Linebacker Logan Wilson was traded to Dallas. Who now is Cincinnati's key defensive guy?
You know, DJ Turner is really significant, and we talked about him a little bit earlier. But I think an acquisition that they picked up back in the spring with probably little fanfare is really significant in the form of Slayton. Their A-gap player. A lot of the game starts inside and up front. What happens on run downs or benign non-situational downs oftentimes set the stage for possession downs. We certainly don't want to be in third and long. They certainly have a preference for us to be in third and long. And so guys like Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick, and Slayton up front for them really kind of set a tone for what transpires on the weighty moments, on the plays that occupy Sports Center and things of that nature. They're often teed up by the things that happen on seemingly benign downs. And so the presence of Slayton and his ability to control the interior part of the line of scrimmage, or for us to move him and control the interior part of the line of scrimmage that tees up the possession down play, I think is a subtle yet significant component of this game.
That's the Mike Tomlin Show, brought to you by your neighborhood Ford store. The F-150 is the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm Bob Labriola. Rob King, Max Starks, and Missy Matthews are next as we count down to kickoff. You're listening to the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
The Mike Tomlin Show was brought to you by your neighborhood Ford store. The F-150 is the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The only station where you get Randy Baumann mornings and Steelers football is 102.5 WDVE Pittsburgh.
Hey Pittsburgh, this is Will Howard with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know what teamwork and a winning tradition are all about, and so does the team at Calusi Chevrolet. Having been in business for over 107 years, they know what it takes to keep customers coming back year after year. Things like great pricing, great selection, and great service after the sale. So take it from me, Will Howard. There's never been a better time to buy or better dealer to buy from. Calusi Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Yo, it's Mark Madden. If you're shopping for a new TV or appliance, Voss TV and Appliance is the only store for you. Voss is a locally owned family business with the buying power of a big box store. Visit my guys Rick or Matt at Voss TV and Appliance and get up to a $3,000 mail-in rebate on Cafe brand appliances. Voss TV and Appliance, serving Pittsburgh more than 6 decades with the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Visit Voss TV and Appliance at VossTV.com or call 412-650-VOSS.
This is Max Starks. On the field, my job was all about protection. Keeping Big Ben upright, blocking the rush, securing the win. At home, I trust Pella Windows of Pittsburgh for that same level of protection and quality. Pella Windows are built tough. Like Pittsburgh, they're energy efficient and they look great too. So when it's time to replace your windows, go with the team that knows how to protect. Call Pella Pittsburgh at 412-219-2291 or visit PellaPittsburgh.com and tell them Max sent you.
Sometimes the biggest business challenges are the ones you don't even know you have. Schneider Downs helps clients solve those challenges. Tax and accounting, digital consulting and cybersecurity, risk management and advisory. Learn about big thinking with a personal focus at SchneiderDowns.com.
Merrill Hodge here. I've faced a lot in my life. Here's one thing I'm not done doing: living with strength, energy, and purpose. That's why I'm teaming up with Castle Rock Hormone Health this season. Their I'm not done mindset is about defying age through men's testosterone restoration, peptide therapy, and powerful methylated supplements. At Castle Rock, they don't guess, they test. 2 convenient locations. Visit crhh-pittsburgh.com. Remember, Black and Gold Nation, you're not done. Castle Rock Hormone Health, let's live the I'm not done lifestyle together.
The Black and Gold faithful always travel well to see the team on the road, and now Caliente and DVE give you a chance to become a road warrior. We're teaming up to send 2 lucky fans to watch the Black and Gold take on Detroit on December 21st in the Motor City. The winner receives tickets, airfare, and hotel stay for 2, plus a Caliente gift card. From Caliente, 7-time World Pizza Champions, and now the official pizza of WDVE. Deadline to enter is November 30th. Register at any Caliente location or at dve.com.
You may have noticed a new internet company knocking at your door with claims like, "I'm not here to sell you anything," or "I wouldn't lie to you." The truth is, Armstrong has played an important role in your community for decades, and we're not going anywhere. That new internet provider will probably change their name, get bought out by another company, or fold completely. Armstrong, the internet you count on, the people you trust. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com today, or anytime in the future.
Chalk Talk, presented by Giant Eagle, airs live on 102.5 DVE from the Market District in Robinson every Tuesday with Steelers wide receiver Calvin Austin III. Top out for your chance to win game tickets to meet number 19. Chalk Talk, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. for Market District on DVE.
When it comes to your roof, trust matters. This is Brian Murphy, and I own Easy Home Exteriors. I'm not a national chain. I'm not backed by private equity. I'm your neighbor, and this is my business. Roofing is where we shine, so if you've been thinking about replacing your roof, let's talk. I use quality materials, do the job right, and never cut corners. You won't pay for big overhead or pushy salespeople. Just honest, affordable work from a local guy who cares. No gimmicks, no games, just roofing done right. Call 412-678-7008 or visit easydidit.com.
Your radio home for Steelers football is DVE.
The good news, the Steelers still lead the AFC North entering play today. The bad news, by losing 3 of their last 4, that lead has been whittled down to 1 game over Baltimore and just 2 games over today's opponent, the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm Rob King, joined by Max Starks, Missy Matthews, and you are listening to the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network. Countdown to kickoff is delivered by Little Caesars, official pizza of your Pittsburgh Steelers. Order online during the Pizza pregame and get it delivered, or pick it up in store from the Pizza Portal Pickup. Pizza. Max, the last we saw of the Steelers offense, they were held to 10 points on Sunday night in Los Angeles. The last time we saw this offense against the Bengals, though, they lit them up for 31 points. So how do they get back to that offense as opposed to the offense we just saw in L.A.?
Clear your memory. That's going to be the first thing that you need to do. Clear your memory of last week, and the best way to clear that is to go take it out on the team in front of you. Right now, the Bengals hold that nugget, right? They have the W in their hands. You got to go snatch it from them. And the mentality that you have to go with is, I need to punish. I need to pound. That means Jaylen Warren, I need the ball in your gut at least 25 times this game. We've got to manufacture a run game, and we've got to control the time of possession in this contest.
The Bengals defense averaging 33.3 points per game, the worst since the 1966 Giants. And, of course, the Steelers hung 31 on them in that loss on October 16th in the previous meeting. Missy, more good news, bad news. The bad news, the Steelers lost by 15 points against the Chargers on Sunday. The good news is how the Steelers have bounced back from similar defeats under head coach Mike Tomlin. Before we get to that, though, I'd like to ask you, very windy down there. I know there was a game yesterday. What are the field conditions like, and what are the weather conditions like in this game?
Well, I would definitely say thumbs up in terms of the conditions of the field. Looks pretty good to me down here on the field, and also when I was up in our radio booth. In terms of the weather, let's just say I have a light jacket on. I have some hand warmers, but the wind, that is going to be something we're going to have to watch all day. As some of the service members was running out before the Pittsburgh Steelers, hats were flying. The flag runners, you can tell, are doing doing everything in their power to try to keep the flags going the right way, almost laughing about how hard it is. So a good arm workout for those guys. But even during pregame warm-ups, you saw all the kickers and punters, even the return guys, really having to track the ball and figure out how to make this work. So we will definitely keep our eye on it. It's windier down here on the field, just based on how things are blowing compared to just a little bit up higher in the first level.
And as far as bouncing back from 15-point defeats, that's been good under Mike Tomlin.
Absolutely. The Steelers are 15-6 following losses of 15 or more points under Coach Tomlin. An example, just earlier this year, week 2, they lost 31-17 to Seattle. They bounced back the next week, week 3 in New England, with a 21-14 win. Rob.
Missy, thank you very much. And as the Steelers found out on October 16th with Joe Flacco at the helm, completely different Bengals offense. Even though they're 1-2, they're averaging almost 38 points per game in the 3 games with him pulling the trigger, the last 3 games.
And it's gotten progressively better and better and better. You have to remember, first start against Green Bay, 18 points, and of course 33 against us. And it's only gone up from there. Now, they had the bye last week. Let's see if they can cool them off a little bit. But the goal is keep the ball out of their hands. That's why I said time of possession is key. We've only won it twice this season. You've got to go out there and make it your mission to convert those third downs. We were terrible a week ago. Right that ship and run the football is the only way you're going to create that. So we need to see more opportunities there and consistency amongst this group on the offensive side.
Looking today for the first time to have more offensive plays than their opponents. Steelers have not done that all season long. This is Rob King. That concludes today's pregame show. Kickoff is next on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Mornings with Randy Baumann and the DVE Morning Show and Steelers football. This is WDVE Pittsburgh.
Hi, I'm John Henney.
And I'm Dara Henney.
On behalf of all of us at Henney Jewelers, we invite you to become one of our cherished Henney couples.
Our friendly, no-pressure team can help you find or create the perfect engagement ring.
We personally handpick every diamond to give you the highest quality and the best value you'll find anywhere.
Complete with Henney's Hallmark customer service. We can't wait to welcome you to our newly renovated store on Walnut Street in Shadyside. For information and appointments, visit HenneyJewelers.com or follow us on social.
Henney Jewelers, your jewelers for life.
Hey, construction pros, your team at Foundation Software is here. What's something you never want to be told? You're over budget. Get your projects back on track with Foundation Construction Accounting Software. For more than 40 years, contractors have chosen Foundation to improve job costing, reporting, payroll, and more with one complete platform. Don't let overruns ruin your bottom line. Visit FoundationSoft.com. That's FoundationSoft.com. FoundationSoft.com.
At FNB, we rewrote the rules of banking and made getting everything you need a whole lot easier. Experience the one-of-a-kind eStore Common app from FNB. Checking, savings, loans, credit cards. One application done in minutes. Just one common app for more than 40 business and consumer products. Can your bank do that? Didn't think so. Welcome to FNB. Let's get started at fnb-online.com. Loan subject to credit approval. FNB member FDIC.
Ready to roll into the holidays with a brand new ride? At South Hills Kia, get a 2025 Kia Telluride SAWD for only $375 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Or lease a 2026 Kia Sportage LXAWD for $239 a month for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing. Visit SouthHillsKia.net today. Lease offers exclude taxes and fees. No security deposit required. 10,000 miles a year. Expires December 1st, 2025. Visit SouthHillsKia.net for details.
We now pause for station identification on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
We'll talk about this game starting tomorrow with the DVE Morning Show. Then, all week, we get you ready for the next game on your radio home of the Steelers, WDVE, Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network proudly presents Steelers Football 2025. Brought to you in part by 84 Lumber, a dynasty partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. By Pella Windows, viewed to be the best. By Clearview Federal Credit Union. For every touchdown, the black and gold score
score in 2025. Clearview Federal Credit Union will donate $500 to the Light of Life mission. Clearview, your financial partner for a better life. Visit clearviewfcu.org. By Iron Workers Local Union number 3. We don't go to the office, we build it. By Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. By Henny Jewelers, Pittsburgh's choice jewelry store for engagement rings, luxury jewelry, and watches. By Giant Eagle, the official supermarket of Steelers Nation. By South Hills Kia. South Hills Kia has the ride and a price you love. By CGR Wholesale Roofing and Siding Supply Center, where the average Joe can buy like a pro. By Iron Workers Local Union number 3. We don't go to the office, we build it. And by First National Bank. Can your bank do that? Welcome to FNB. Let's get started. Member FDIC.
This legal disclaimer is brought to you by the law firm of Bordis & Bordis, a proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bordis & Bordis, fighting for justice.
This broadcast is copyrighted by the National Football League and the Pittsburgh Steelers for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or of any descriptions or accounts of the game without the consent of the National Football League or the Pittsburgh Steelers is prohibited.
Well, here at Acrisure Stadium, important AFC North matchup. The Bengals won the toss. They elected to defer. The Steelers will have the ball left to right moving into the wind, although there is a swirling wind. But as we look at the offense for the Steelers, maybe a big game, Missy, for Pat Freiermuth facing maybe his favorite opponent, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, absolutely. Pat joked earlier this week, guys, his dad's from Cincinnati. He said maybe that's the good luck charm when he faces the Bengals. But in his career against Cincinnati, 48 catches for 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. We know he had 2 last week in terms, or 2 touchdowns in week 7. He's aiming for his 4th game in a row with 5 catches, 60 or more yards, and a touchdown against the Bengals.
Missy, thank you very much. And last meeting, all 4 touchdown passes from Aaron Rodgers went to tight ends. 1 to Darnell Washington, 1 to Jonnu Smith, 2 to Pat Freiermuth.
And I think one of the biggest things when you're looking at the Cincinnati Bengals defense, they are a 2-shell zone defense. That's what allows your underneath guys to have more success in the passing game. So that's where Pat Freiermuth really thrives, between those seams. And then, of course, DK Metcalf gets a lot of that rolled coverage from that safety rolling over the top to bracket him, so it frees up the rest of those guys. Those guys have to have a big game if you want to unlock DK Metcalf.
The Bengals with Evan McPherson getting warmed up, ready to set the ball at the 35-yard line, jumping up and down, waiting for play to officially begin. The Bengals in the white jerseys and the orange pants. The Steelers, of course, in the black and gold black jerseys and the gold pants, getting ready to receive. Gainwell and Keyshawn Williams back deep. And this will be interesting, too, because we talk about the wind and how it's going to affect. You think about field goals and punting game, but even kickoffs, you have to be precise and get that ball in the landing zone. Otherwise, the team begins at the 40-yard line. So McPherson kicking with this win. This will be interesting to see how he handles it.
Yeah, it depends on how soft. He took only a short drop back, 2 steps. See how it goes.
And Keyshawn Williams is taken near side of the field at the 1-yard line, heads straight up the right sideline, crosses the 20, and is hit there at the 21-yard line and taken down after a short return. And so there was Cedric Johnson, by the way, after the 20-yard return that made the stop. So the Steelers will start with the ball at their own 22-yard line is where they're going to mark it.
And this is going to be interesting how they start out. The top 15 is always scripted with the offense. You go through it the night before. You prep it the whole week. Arthur Smith, Aaron Rodgers figuring out how it is. We've seen pass the last couple of weeks as kind of their opening run. Let's see if they change it and go to a run for their first play.
Extra offensive lineman Spencer Anderson out there. He is flanked to the left along with Darnell Washington just outside of the pocket. And the fake pitch by Aaron Rodgers now comes back to the right, rolling out. We'll find DK Metcalf in the right flat, and he'll pick up about 5, maybe 4 or 5. That was a busted play there. The fake pitch to Jalen Warren, and Rodgers able to make something out of nothing.
I mean, he did make something out of nothing, but still a little jittery in the pocket. Not as comfortable as you like to see. Last week, he was very jittery. And this time it works out great. He's able to ID DK Metcalf along the sidelines on that play. I wonder what the structure should have been. A little bit more toss action to get the defense to flow a little bit faster.
Rodgers will come out under center with Warren as the lone setback. Strength to the left side of the formation. Also a tight end to the right as well. Very tightly bunched. Nobody more than a yard dispatch from the line of scrimmage here as the handoff goes to Warren off the left side. And Warren rumbles across the 30 out to about the 31-yard line. He'll pick up 4, almost 5 yards on that run.
And that's a good job. when everything's compressed. I mean, you saw, essentially 10 defenders in the box. Let's just call it what it is. You had one receiver to the outside, but wasn't even outside of the numbers. Inside the numbers, like you said, very tight, but you saw double tight end as the motion here and the purpose.
And the Steelers with Hayward behind center will get the snap off quickly, and Hayward on the, what are you calling that? The Pittsburgh plunge?
The Steel City shove.
The Steel City shove, okay.
That's what that's going to be.
All right, the Steel City shove on the quarterback sneak, and that's a first down for the Steelers out to about the 32-yard line. So, look, the Steelers, percentage-wise, among the worst in the NFL in converting a set of downs into another set of downs. So they do that here successfully.
Perfect 100% right now. So let's just keep that same positive vibes only in this broadcast booth.
Remember,
one for one.
It took the fourth quarter before they got a third down conversion in L.A. against the Chargers. Rodgers under center. Washington in motion left to right, and the play action pass rolling out to the right, and he hits his man Metcalf, crossing toward the right and out of bounds near midfield. So a cross pattern, roll out to the right, first down Steelers at the 50, a pickup of 17.
And we saw a rollout by Aaron Rodgers converted and completed. We didn't see that a week ago, except for he was rolling the other way and throwing crossbody about 50 yards across the field. But that was a nice play design. I love the fake toss. That was what you wanted to get. Now, I love the defensive end to hold a little bit more, but Aaron Rodgers crossing route in a zone, perfect place for DK Metcalf to make a catch.
Spencer Anderson is checked in as the extra offensive lineman once again with Darnell Washington flanked to the left. Here's the snap, the pitch to Jalen Warren trying to get around the left side, cuts back inside and picks up about 3. Looked like that edge was pretty well set, but he's able to cut up and pick up at least a few yards there.
Well, that was a problem. He had to bounce it a little bit too wide. Spencer Anderson got too much push back, which forced him to bow it to the outside. But luckily, his nickname is what? Always falling forward, and he did exactly that, getting positive yardage.
Miles Murphy was able to scrape down from his defensive end position and make the stop there. Again, no Trey Hendrickson in this game, and no Shamar Stewart, their first-round pick, so out 2 top defensive ends. Of course, Hendrickson is their best defensive player. Here's the pitch to Jalen Warren trying the left side. Finds a crease, burst through to the 40, cuts back to the right, now to the 30-yard line, inside the 25. Jumps up in the air, bounces off DJ Turner, keeps his feet, and gets all the way down to the 13-yard line.
That was some beautiful running there. Jalen Warren, once again, you ran the same exact play. A toss to the outside this time, makes a defender miss in the hole, cuts it all the way back across the field, and does a hurdle because he thinks DJ Turner's about to drop. DJ Turner was dropping a little bit, caught him, bounced off, and still was able to get an extra 5 yards. This is the worst rush defense. They're making them feel like it on this opening drive.
35-yard pickup. The Steelers now entering the Heinz red zone during Steelers season. It has to be Heinz. Set up on the right hash, moving left to right in front of us. 10:59 remaining, first quarter, mark to 12. The pitch to Gainwell. Gainwell will try the right side, cuts it up, and runs into some stiff resistance after a pickup about a yard or so. It was Demetrius Knight, the rookie linebacker, who made the stop after a pickup of just 1.
Logan Wilson no longer in this linebacking core as well. So you have Demetrius Knight, rookie, Barrett Carter, rookie. 2 rookie linebackers starting for this defense because you traded Logan Wilson to the Dallas Cowboys. So they're going to be good in spots, but that's an area you want to exploit because they are so young. And I expect to see the tight ends start to work that area as we get deeper into this ball game.
Steelers 8th in the NFL in the red zone. Bengals defense is 30th. Here's a pass out to the left flat for Gainwell. Gets to the edge and scampers into the end zone. And Kenneth Gainwell has given the Steelers an early lead on this opening drive with a touchdown.
It feels so good, doesn't it? An opening drive touchdown. We haven't said that for a number of weeks, and the Steelers made quick work of dispatching the Cincinnati defense. And what do they do it with? Ground game was the key. Chewing up clock and almost taking 5 minutes off to start this game. That's a great start for the Steelers offense.
8-play, 78-yard drive. Took 4 minutes and 48 seconds. Here's Boswell on now to try the extra point. And that boot is up. And that boot is good. The Steelers have just scored from the Heinz red zone during Steelers season. It has to be Heinz. From Acrisure Stadium, 10-12 remains in the first. Steelers football continues with the score of the Steelers 7, the Bengals nothing.
Ford F-Series, a name you'll remember. They're the best-selling trucks in America and the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers, capable of towing, hauling, and being the MVP of your game day tailgate. They're here to help you score big. Go to neighborhoodfordstore.com and enter for a chance to win an F-150. You might just become the talk of Steelers Nation. F-Series, the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh.
Hey, Steelers fans. If the Steelers score 3 or more touchdowns, you score 2 on the BetMGM app. Download the app and claim a casino bonus when the Steelers score 3 or more touchdowns during the regular season. Don't miss your next casino bonus on BetMGM. See BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 and older to wager. PA and West Virginia only. Subject to eligibility requirements. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.
From last-second game-winning field goals to 98-yard kickoff returns, football is exciting. But as the official bank of the Pittsburgh Steelers, PNC prefers to be steady and boring, like a solid ground game that eats up the clock. A strategy that scored a lot of financial wins over the last 160 years. And while our customers may not wear our name on the back of jerseys, Steelers fans can get 20% off regularly priced merchandise with the Pittsburgh Steelers PNC Bank debit card. A pretty exciting option play if you ask us. Find out more at pnc.com/Steelers card. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Your home for the Steelers. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
At Acrisure Stadium, mission accomplished for the Steelers early on in this game. Take the opening drive, march down, score, take a little time off the clock, right? 4 minutes, 48 seconds.
Chew it.
Want to see him win the time of possession here in this game, as well as winning, of course, on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. This is the recipe. Now, the consistency, because remember, we did this in Cincinnati. We took a commanding lead in the first quarter, and then it dwindled away in the second and third, so we had that lull. The biggest thing is fight the lull moving forward. Early success, continue to keep your foot on the gas pedal.
Charlie Jones and Taj Brooksback Jones began last week's game against the Bears for the Bengals with a 98-yard return for a touchdown, and he will take it right at the goal line near side of the field, heading up the numbers to the 10, the 20, looking for a crease, and runs into Peyton Wilson, who slings him down at the 29-yard line.
Ragdoll, I believe, is what you were looking for, Rob, in that one. It was a pirouette of pain.
So we're looking for a ragdoll. We're looking for some turnovers, Missy Matthews, for the Steelers defense today.
Yeah, guys, LA was their third game without one at all, and the record is crazy. 4-1 when they record a takeaway this season, 1-3 when they don't have any. In their 5 wins, 14 takeaways, the 4 losses, only 2.
Missy, thank you very much. Joe Flacco begins this game in the shotgun with Chase Brown to his right, gets a snap, back to pass, looking left, comes back to the right flat for Brown. He is hit by T.J. Watt, taken down around the ankles and dropped for a 2-yard loss.
Listen, if you're not going to let that man rush, let him go in coverage, and he was a blanket on Chase Brown. The Steelers know from last time they met, this was the guy that was going to be a difference maker. He was the catalyst for this offense, so eliminate him at all costs.
Officially, they'll call it a 1-yard loss. The Bengals moving right to left in front of us. 9:35 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 Steelers lead. Flacco has Chase Brown to his left, gets the snap. Flacco back, will throw out to Brown to the left flat, and nothing doing on this side either as Pierre comes up and makes the stop for no gain.
Perimeter tackling on full display early on in here for these first 2 plays. Great job. First T.J. Watt, now James Pierre in for the injured Darius Slay. Remember, he's not active today in this contest, so James Pierre is getting the first crack at the opposite corner of Joey Porter Jr. Great job to disengage from T. Higgins and make the play.
Also not in, Alex Highsmith not in this game, so Herbig on the near side. Part of a 4-man looking rush for the Steelers. They also bring Sawyer in. Only defensive down lineman is Cam Hayward. The Sawyer and Watt to the right, Hayward and Herbig to the left of the formation. Snap, back, looking, firing over the middle. It is complete, very close to first down yardage at the 39-yard line to Josivash. And let's see what they're going to call this. They are going to call it a first down after the pickup of 11.
And Yoshivash just running across the middle, taking a seam route and going straight across to make the first down play.
No huddle here as Flacco in the shotgun has Brown to his left. Gets a snap, back to pass, looking right, back to the left, has time, throws over the middle, low and incomplete, intended for Jamar Chase, who had 16 catches the last time these two teams met.
And that's the first of his targets today. He had 23 targets in that contest for those 16 catches, career highs in both those categories. So he's a guy, person of interest, I guess you should say, for the team as well. Number 30 is going to be person of interest number 1. Number 1 is number 2 in that case.
Brown had 11 carries, 108 yards, 9.8 yards per carry the last time these two teams met.
Is there a call a timeout, or are they resetting the ball?
Looks like they're going to reset the ball.
Okay. Saw the umpire rushing in to change that up.
And he moved it about 6 inches to the right. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Flacco
Inside
under
of the
center. Under center now moves back into the shotgun, and now there's all kinds of confusion here with 9.
Please reset the game clock to 8:18.
And that voice you hear is Bill Vinovich, the veteran referee.
I'm just got to work at his 40. He lost 3 seconds off that.
Yeah, so
just for the windage.
So 8:18 is the time on the clock on a 2nd and 10. Bengals had the ball at their own 39-yard line. Flacco in the shotgun has Brown to his left, 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. And here's the give to Brown off the delay. Tries to sprint through the left side, but is tripped up. Herbig got him around the ankles, and Duggar helped finish him off.
And this is another change. Remember, we talked about the addition of Kyle Duggar, which led to the release of Juan Thornhill coming in that starting position along with Jalen Ramsey as both of your deep safeties in this game. And I like it so far. It's been a great combination, an adjustment. Not what you love. You wanted Deshaun Elliott here, but he's out for an extended period of time. So great job by the Steelers to add a guy like Duggar.
Empty set in a 3rd and 6. Bengals have already converted 3rd and 11 on this drive. 7:40 and counting. Bengals moving right to left. Flacco by himself in the shotgun. Lifts his foot. Now gets a snap. Back to pass. Steelers bringing 4. The pass over the middle of the field is complete, and the midfield running right to left. That is Yoshivash. And for the second time, Yoshivash has picked up a first down for the Bengals on a 3rd down reception.
So the intent to stop T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is unleash Yoshivash, who's had a number of drops this year, but right now is really starting to pick up the last couple of weeks. He's been more consistent with his pass catching because he knows the number 3 becomes the number 1 when you're trying to eliminate their top 2 receivers.
And here's Flacco under center. As Brown is a lone setback. The give to Brown, starts left, cuts back to the right, and evades 1 tackler, but not Eccles, who comes up and drops him after a 2-yard gain. It was Harmon who got the penetration, Eccles who makes the stop.
And that initially, he was trying to go inside tighter, but because Harmon blew up the field, forced him to bounce it to the outside. And once again, perimeter tackling being solid. That was something that was missing in that Thursday night contest.
And the Bengals trying to match the Steelers' opening touchdown drive, nearing 6.5 minutes remaining as they are in Steelers territory at the 48-yard line. Kendall Milton has checked in at the running back position to the left of Joe Flacco. And a hard snap. Herbig jumps offside. The handoff to Milton up the middle of the field, then down to the 44, assuming this is going to be offside. Yep, that is the preliminary indication, is that Herbig will be penalized.
Defense number 51. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
And the official word there. And, these are 2 of the least penalized teams in the NFL. But the Steelers, in the last couple weeks, they've had some penalties that have really hurt them.
Yeah, increased flaggetry has happened against our good old team here. And like you said, great normally against these, but we've seen an uptick of about 3 to 4 extra penalties per game on the Steelers.
2nd and 3, Flacco under center, tightly bunched formation to the right. Now Chase moves in motion left to right. The handoff to Brown off the right side. Cuts back to the left. Squirts through a hole. Crosses the 30-yard line and is wrestled down by Jalen Ramsey at the 29-yard line. A pickup of 14 and a first down for the Bengals.
And the first gash of the game. And what that did was what I hate to say I liked about it, but pure offensive structure. They sent Jamar Chase in motion, which caught the eye of TJ Watts, which forced him to flare out and allow for that backdoor cut because attention went to number 1.
Officially a 15-yard gain for Brown, with Taj Brooks now checking in as a setback behind Joe Flacco, who taps both sides of his helmet. Now the offense will shift. Receivers moving out to the right, and Flacco drops back into the shotgun, has Brooks to his left. Gets the snap, back to pass. Looking right, now comes back to the left, has all kinds of time. Flag it behind him, going to throw it up the right sideline. Has a man open, that is Higgins. Higgins is in for a touchdown for now, but it looks like this flag, Max, is going to be back where you would expect to be holding. No, the indication is it's against the Steelers, and Higgins has another
illegal
touchdown.
Use of hands in the face. Defense number 97. Penalty decline, result of play, touchdown.
Now T. Higgins, another touchdown, and he has 6 now in 10 games in his career against the Steelers.
Oh, that was such a bad play, and Ted Karras was holding Cam Hayward on that play. That should have been a holding, but because Cam was going with the up lever, the left hand hit the bottom of his face mask, which was incidental contact, and they called the illegal hands to the face and just disregarded the holding penalty that ensued right afterwards.
Sawyer got stuck on Higgins, and Joe Flacco saw that, exploited it through the touchdown pass. Here's the extra point by McPherson. That extra point is up, and it's good. And with 5:10 remaining in the first quarter from Acrisure Stadium, Steelers football continues to the score. The Steelers, oh, hang on a second now.
There's a flag.
There is a flag. Steelers are trotting off the field. Let's get the call here before we head to break from Bill Vinovich.
Personal foul, roughing the snapper. Defense number 94. Cincinnati, they'd like to take it from the 2 to the 1 and try for 2.
Oh, okay. So that's on Y.A. Black. And now the Bengals will send their offense back out there.
And I guess there was you can't contact the long snapper anymore. If his head's down, can't touch him. Y.A. trying to go through that A gap. I guess he thought the head came up and therefore tried to rush up that middle, which caused that penetration, but that's the rule of protecting a long snapper. So the Steelers, 2 infractions on center-type positions in consecutive plays.
We talked about the penalties hurting the Steelers. We'll see if this one hurts them. Again, it could wind up taking a point off the board from the Bengals or adding an additional point on the board for the Bengals. Flacco comes out, pistol formation, Brown right behind him. Flacco standing at the 5-yard line. Brown is literally right behind him. Now Flacco will motion out, and Brown will get the direct snap. Looking for a crease off the left side, and he's hit and dropped. When we talk about penalties being costly, that actually turned out well for the Steelers.
A point savings, as you should say on that one. Chase Brown, and of course the guy who got penalized.
That's right.
The guy who made the play. So talk about addition by subtraction right there. I love it by Y.A. Black to come back and make up for that loss.
With Patrick Queen on the stop. And so after the 9-play, 71-yard drive, the 28-yard touchdown catch from Higgins, the score is the Steelers 7, the Bengals 6. And this is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
At Washington and Jefferson College, we don't just equip you for what's next. We empower you to adapt and thrive. At W&J, bold academics meet professors who coach you to succeed. Real-world experience is built into every major. So when you graduate, you're not just ready, you're game ready. Schedule your campus visit today at washjeff.edu. That's washjeff.edu, and see where your journey begins. Washington and Jefferson College, where you learn to adapt to any challenge and thrive in the ever-changing world.
Planting a tree, putting in a new sprinkler system, digging a trench, no matter the project. If it involves digging, Pennsylvania 811 wants to remind you to call 811 before you dig. It's the law, and it ensures your safety by steering you clear of underground lines and cables you can't see running right beneath you. Remember, every dig counts. Don't let what's buried beneath the ground surprise you. Find out more at pa1call.org. pa1call.org. Stay safe. Call 811 before you start digging.
You see the skyline, you drive over the bridges. We built that. Ironworkers Local Union Number 3 isn't just a job, it's a legacy. And you can start as early as this fall. Now's your chance to join the apprenticeship program and learn from the best in the business. Earn while you train, build what matters. Take pride in every beam and bolt. Starting wages over $27 with great benefits. Visit IWLocal3.com. That's IWLocal3.com and apply now before time runs out.
It's Max Starks for my friends at Clearview Federal Credit Union. Clearview is here to help you reach your financial goals and support our community every step of the way. This season, they're giving back through Touchdowns for Hope, donating $500 to Light of Life Rescue Mission for every Pittsburgh touchdown. That's just one way Clearview shows up for those who need it most. Visit clearviewfcu.org/touchdown to learn more and open an account today. That's clearviewfcu.org/touchdown.
Listen after the game for the Mike Tomlin press conference on DVE.
After the failed two-point conversion attempt by the Bengals, it is a 7-6 Steelers lead. 5:10 remains in the first quarter, and Deshaun Jameson is back. Keyshawn Williams suffered some sort of injury. We'll try to get word to you. And here's the boot, and it is going to be taken by Deshaun Jameson, and his first action in 2 years in the NFL. Crosses the 20, the 15, and he is wrestled down. And he's taken down by P.J. Jules at the 18-yard line, cutting across to the left. Now, Steelers march down the field. They score a touchdown in their opening drive, and that is part of a continuing good trend, Missy Matthews, for the Steelers offense.
Yeah, the Steelers have scored 50 points in the first quarter alone this season. All of last year, 17 games, they only scored 48 points in the first quarter, so making moves in terms of that. What I really want to see, though, Rob, is another touchdown on this drive.
Yeah, agreed, Missy. Today's first half sideline reports are brought to you by Howard Hanna. Win big with Howard Hanna, a proud real estate partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So some standing around waiting for official play to begin here as Spencer Anderson is split out. Now, they had him split out to the right, but
he
now
moves everywhere.
Now he's in an H-back onto the right, and Washington to the left, and Aaron Rodgers under center, taps both sides of the helmet, has Jalen Warren as the lone setback. Now motion man is Anderson to the left, the pitch to the left for Jalen Warren, and he will cut up and get out to about the 21-yard line, so pick up of about 2 or so.
I mean, Spencer Anderson's just, he's Mr. Do-It-All utility guy. I mean, he is truly an H-back. I mean, do we switch the number to 47? Do we do the inverse here? Because he's always in the game. But
like
a great
Patrick
job on the
Ricard
or
Scott Matlock,
yeah,
we saw last week.
Matlock as well. So maybe there is that in his future, but I still like him at guard.
Both running backs out there now, but it is Warren who's to the left of Rodgers in the shotgun on this 2nd and 8. 4:28 and counting. Now Gainwell motions behind the formation, and we'll get a toss out to the left. One-handed grab, zips up the left sideline, and gets close to first down yardage out to the 29-yard line, and it is enough for a first down. Warren Brooks shoved him out of bounds.
Love the action on that one. You had Kenneth Gainwell lined up on the right side in the slot, runs an orbit motion behind the quarterback, and Aaron Rodgers, that powerful arm, puts it on a cold rope. Kenneth Gainwell snatches it with his left hand and keeps all of the forward momentum to get the first down.
Spencer Anderson is checked back in as ineligible, as Ben Skoranek trots off to the sideline. A fresh set of downs for the Steelers. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Steelers up 7-6. Rodgers under center, and both big guys, Washington and Anderson, are split out to the right. Now the play action pass for Rodgers. Steps up in the pocket, looking, pump fakes, throws underneath, and incomplete, intended for Darnell Washington. He wanted to go to the left, came back to the right, and nothing there. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and B.J. Hill got pressure from Troy Fautano and Mason McCormick's side that put his hands right in the face of Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers could not get that to Darnell Washington in time. He was in tight coverage as well.
Now the Steelers have picked up 1 first down already, and again, trying to win this time of possession battle here. Obviously, you want to win the game. That's the most important thing. Mike Tomlin talked about that, but it'd be nice to see the Steelers have the ball more than the other team. As Rodgers now taps both sides of his helmet, settles back under center. And it looks like Murphy jumped offside for the Bengals. He is offside. Yep.
I'll take it.
That's Aaron Rodgers going to work.
Defense number 9. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It's actually 99. Miles Murphy, not 9.
Yeah, I didn't know what you meant there. Yeah, referees messed it up too. He saw double vision. Wasn't sure if he was cross-eyed or not. But that's what you need right there. You didn't get anything on first down. Now you get a free 5 yards. So it's just like you got a nice run on first down to move up into 2nd and medium.
And maybe can change what you think about doing here on 2nd down.
Yeah.
On a 2nd and 5. Metcalf in motion to the left. Now moves back to the right. Rodgers is under center. Warren is the lone setback. The handoff to Warren, starts left and kind of, I don't know what you would call that, like the old karaoke drill, kind of moved sideways through the hole and wound up picking up a couple of yards there.
You know, or 1:58 a.m. in the morning. I mean, that also works too, to slide through the front door. Either way, positive yardage. That's what we're going to go with.
A 3-yard pickup for Jalen Warren. That was kind of a side saddle move to go
it's like going through the turnstile at a subway station.
That's exactly. We'll go with that.
Yeah,
we'll go with that. The turnstile run.
Yeah.
As Gainwell is checked into the right of Aaron Rodgers in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers tightly bunched to the right, 1 to the left. Rodgers gets a snap. Will give to Gainwell off the left side. Gainwell hit and he's going to be hit about a yard short, a yard and a half short perhaps, of the first down out to the 38-yard line.
An interesting call there to just run a basic dive play on that moment. But I do like the fact that you're going for it here on fourth down early in this game, trying to establish a mentality and a momentum. We're going to be aggressive and not passive at this point. So I like that. And you see everybody in the huddle doing the Birdman or trying to silence the crowd. However you want to look at it.
They are trying to silence the crowd for sure. And Hayward is under center. And he's going to go for it here off the left side. This is going to be close, very, very close off the left side. The Bengals think they've stopped him. They're waving first down. The Steelers on their side are saying first down. And guess what? Bill Vinovich agrees. The referee, that is the most important man, signals first down for the Steelers.
And Aaron Rodgers standing at a very safe distance, not even moving at all. I mean, Statue of Liberty style at his finest, and you just see him just point the hand out.
Didn't even take the hands out of the hand warmer, I don't think.
No, you got to keep him toasty.
Yep, very casual. So it's a first down for the Steelers, and the Bengals, I don't know if Zach Taylor wants to take a look at this or...
Yeah. Oh, he threw that pretty good distance, too.
Normally
they just toss it out very casually. It was a good little dart throw right there. Almost hit the numbers on the sideline.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Let's get the official one. I'm going to get an official announcement.
Cincinnati is challenging the ruling on the field, a ruling of a first down. Timeout.
And we'll take a timeout as well. 1:37 remains in the first quarter. A big call coming up when we continue from Acrisure Stadium. Steelers football with the score: the Steelers 7, the Bengals 6.
Think you have what it takes to be a part of a passionate team in a thriving industry? 84 Lumber is immediately hiring for a variety of full-time positions at its southwestern PA locations. 84 Lumber knows their successes come from their people. They prioritize growth by making it easy to pave your own path within the company. They are proud to promote nearly 100% from within and help you create a career that you are proud of. Take the first step to building the career of your dreams by visiting 84lumber.com/careers to apply today.
Hey, Dad, I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
I only paid for a brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, you might be on the naughty list.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days on a Tucson or lease for only $249 a month. Visit your local Hyundai dealer. Proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Offers end December 1st. Call 202-929-0073 for details.
I do pretty much everything on my phone. Shopping, socializing, even banking, which is why I love my Northwest Bank app. It features things like spending alerts to help keep my online purchases in check, security features to lock my debit card if it ever goes missing. Hey, it happens. And my favorite, early pay, which lets me get paid up to 2 days early. Yep, no more waiting till Friday to get paid for me.
For checking with all the digital tools you want, go to northwest.com. Member FDIC. Northwest Bank. For what's next.
Steelers fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day, too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a pro or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers football happens here. The Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
The Coach's Challenge is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas, a proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Max, did we get justice?
I think we did. I think we did get justice on that one.
First down, Steelers.
Inconclusive evidence. When you have a mass of humanity right there at the line, it's tough to disseminate where it is. There's no clear marking, so you trust the judge, the line judge's recommendation. You go there, you see nothing that refutes it. Hey, if it does not fit, you must acquit.
The phalanx offense, as I think we referred to it in the past.
Spartan. You got to make sure we know which army was doing that.
Not the Athenians?
Well, the Spartans started it. Athenians might have done it later.
1st and 10 in the 39. Rodgers under center. He has Gainwell as a lone setback. Gets a snap and will give to Gainwell. Gainwell takes a pitch to the right and heads right back up the middle. Crosses the 40 out to about the 41-yard line. A pickup of about 2 on that play.
And this one was kind of, it was almost like a draw toss because the offensive line kind of took a quick pass set and then went forward. So they kind of retreated and then went forward. That's why you didn't really get as much momentum as normal as just running a traditional run play where you go forward.
It's a play that's been around for several years. It's relatively new, the pitch, to try to get some action, I think, moving and some flow.
Trying to get some flow of the linebackers, but they just stayed at home on that one. It's so tight and so quick.
Rodgers in the shotgun. He has Warren to his right. Gets the snap. Play action pass. Back looking, throws over the middle of the field, intended for DK Metcalf. Incomplete on the slant, and that was Dax Hill in coverage, and it will be 3rd and 8.
I like the idea, but Dax Hill played it perfectly, played a little bit underneath and behind, so it distorted the passing angle for DK Metcalf to really see that ball. And Dax Hill had his hand on the backside of his hip.
He did. Yep.
But that's always a tough call to make in that moment. I probably would have called it a PI, but we don't get those kind of calls here.
Rodgers in the shotgun sends Freiermuth in motion to the left, has 2 receivers to each side, Gainwell to his right. 53 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Rodgers gets a snap, back to pass. Steps up, looking, throws short and right, and it is bobbled and caught by Austin at the 45-yard line, but touchdown immediately. And so now the Steelers will punt it away with 40 seconds and counting remaining here in this first quarter.
Little bit of pressure there by Miles Murphy working on Troy Fautanu. Aaron Rodgers wasn't quite able to kind of zip that ball, which forced Calvin Austin kind of take a knee to go down and catch it as opposed to catching that in stride and turning upfield.
Corliss Waitman back to punt. 11th in the NFL in net punting yardage. Standing with his heels at the 30-yard line on the left hash. Punting left to right. And a high end-over-end kick. Jones will call a fair catch right at the 10-yard line. Gathers it in there. A 45-yard punt. So excellent job there by Corliss Waitman. For the world's most complete selection of Steelers merchandise, visit the official Steelers Pro Shop. Get it direct from the team at shop.steelers.com. And we have an update on Keyshawn Williams from Missy Matthews. Missy?
Yeah, guys, he has been ruled out for the game. He is in concussion protocol, so we'll probably see 38 and 14 back there again, filling in for him.
All right, Missy, thank you very much. And Keyshawn obviously had the muff last week, kind of when the game was already out of reach, but he's been a spark for the Steelers in the return game.
Been a consistency. When you lost Calvin Anderson for a number of weeks, had to elevate him, and now you've really given Calvin Austin a chance to be kind of that number 2 option to DK Metcalf and really refine himself and cement himself as the number 2. So you take another responsibility away from him and the elevated role that he has in the offense.
So 9 seconds remain here in the first quarter as the Bengals break the huddle, moving right to left in front of us at their own 10-yard line. Flacco under center as Chase Brown is the lone setback. And the handoff to Brown off the left side and is able to wriggle through, taken down by Patrick Queen, but a pickup of 4 yards on that first down run by Chase Brown. Time to make the switch to the second quarter, brought to you by Northwest Bank. Explore checking that lets you get paid up to 2 days early. Northwest Bank, for what's next, member FDIC, equal housing lender. With a score, the Steelers 7, the Bengals 6. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
I do pretty much everything on my phone. Shopping, socializing, even banking, which is why I love my Northwest Bank app. It features things like spending alerts to help keep my online purchases in check, security features to lock my debit card if it ever goes missing. Hey, it happens. And my favorite, early pay, which lets me get paid up to 2 days early. Yep, no more waiting till Friday to get paid for me.
For checking with all the digital tools you want, go to Northwest.com. Member FDIC. Northwest Bank. For what's next.
For the last 48 years, Ford F-Series have been America's go-to trucks for moving mountains and also trailers, wood piles, and snow drifts. Work days and weekends, from the job site to the campsite. These trucks never stop working, just like you. That's what makes them America's best-selling trucks for 48 years. Ford F-150, official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers and Pittsburgh's best-selling trucks.
Starting a home improvement project? Essential Utilities reminds you, before you build a deck, plant a tree, or put up a fence, call 811. Professionals from Underground Utilities like Peoples will mark your lines so you can dig safely. Whether you're doing the work yourself or hiring a professional, calling 811 is free for homeowners. And it's the law. Call 811 3 days before you dig to keep you and your family safe. Peoples, an essential utilities company.
In Pittsburgh, toughness isn't just on the field, it's in our DNA. At U.S. Steel, we've been making American-made steel for nearly 125 years. Strong, resilient, and built to perform under pressure. From stadiums and skyscrapers to the cars and appliances you count on every day, our steel powers progress. Proudly forged in the heart of steel country, U.S. Steel is built for what's next because in Pittsburgh, we know what it takes to win. U.S. Steel, American-made, Pittsburgh proud.
Your home for the Steelers. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network. We now pause for station identification on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
We'll talk about this game starting tomorrow with the DVE Morning Show. Then, all week, we get you ready for the next game on your radio home of the Steelers, WDVE, Pittsburgh.
First play of the second quarter coming up at windy Acrisure Stadium. Bengals moving left to right, and they have the ball in the far end of the field. 2nd and 6 from their own 14-yard line. Pistol formation with Joe Flacco and Chase Brown standing behind him. Yosavash in motion, and now they give to Brown, and not much. Taken down there after a yard or two pickup, and in at the bottom of that pile, Cam Hayward along with Brandon Eccles. And for Cam Hayward, a significant game for him, Missy Matthews.
Right, he passes Mike Webster for the second most regular season games played in Steelers history, now at 221. Behind Ben, who's in first place with 249. Cam said he's not concerned about that number. Number 24 is what he's concerned about. That means 3 preseason games, 17 regular season, 4 playoffs to make the Super Bowl. Rob.
Sounds good to me, Missy. Thank you very much. On a 3rd and 4 now, Bengals 2 for 2 on 3rd down. Pass over the middle to Chase. It's complete, cutting to the left and wrestled down at the 23-yard line. Another first down before Peyton Wilson can track him down. So the Bengals now 3 for 3 max on 3rd down.
Still perfect. That's something that the Steelers are going to have to clean up. And in this one, running a soft zone and Jamar Chase running a route right behind his other receiver, Yosavash, and then cutting underneath to escape what was James Pierre and Peyton Wilson.
So fresh set of downs, ball on the 24-yard line for the Bengals. 1st and 10, Flacco in the shotgun, has Brown to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Gets the snap, back to pass. Looking left, fires up the left sideline, intended for Chase. Good coverage down there by Joey Porter Jr. It is incomplete.
Great job. They were trying to move Jamar Chase across the formation, see if they were going to run in man, which was James Pierre, but no, they shift into a zone. Joey Porter picks him up and has a great jam at the line of scrimmage, really throwing off the timing there between Flacco and Chase.
So 2nd and 10, clock stopped, 13:38 remaining second quarter. Each team scored on its opening drive. And now the Bengals here with their second drive of the game early on in this second quarter. Flacco has Chase Brown to his left, will motion tight end Sample right to left. He'll settle there, 2 receivers to each side. Flacco gets the snap, back to pass, looking right. Now comes back underneath, short completion, and it's going to be taken at the 25-yard line by Yosavash, tackled immediately by Malik Harrison.
And great pressure by Keanu Benton, working over on the left side of that offensive line, and has a nice hit on Joe Flacco as he releases the football. And you just need to tenderize. You just need to touch Joe Flacco a number of times to make sure he does not feel comfortable in that pocket, and it'll get him to second guess himself as you get later in this game if you can create repeated hits on him.
And Benton had a sack in that game last week against Cincinnati, 4.5 sacks for him in the season, a new career high for him in his 3rd season. Steelers showing 4-man rush on a 3rd and 9 for Flacco. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left in this empty set. Steelers bring 4. Back is Flacco, hit, and now escapes the pocket. Hit again by Watt. Ball wanders up in the air, incomplete. TJ Watt, and now a flag comes flying in. And TJ saying, hang on a second here. He's trying to plead his case. Bill Vinovich getting together with the officiating crew. Great pressure by Hayward and Watt. And let's see what the call is going to be.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 90. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh, they say he laid on top of him, I guess. That's got to be the call. Brought him down to the ground. Wow, that is tough. I don't know how Watt can, Look, I understand the rule, but how do you wriggle your body away so that you're
and how are you looking behind your head to see if the ball's been released or not? All he knows is that the hand is in an upward position as he's ducked down, so you're going to finish the play. That's where this rule is just...
I'm not sure if it's the weight on him, when they're... I don't know. I don't know
but
what that...
But even still, like, the weight, it's a tackle. What are you supposed to do? Put a pillow down and a comforter?
Taj Brooks is the lone setback behind Flacco. The handoff to give to Brooks, and Brooks off the left side is taken down by Derek Harmon, a pickup of about 4 or so, maybe close to 5 out to the 45-yard line. They're actually going to mark it closer to the 46, give him 6 officially as Harmon makes the stop, as that 15-yard penalty has put the Bengals out at the, plus the gain has put the Bengals out at the 46-yard line, their own 46, and now they're calling it a 5-yard gain at the 45. 12:20 and counting here remaining in the first quarter. As Chase Brown is checked back in, he is to the left of Flacco in the shotgun. Flacco lifts the foot, extends the hands, gets the snap, and now they're going to call a false start here on...
False start. Offensive 63.
On Dylan Fairchild.
Still second down.
Yeah, the rookie left guard. They have a pair of rookies in Rivera and Fairchild at the left guard position. He just moved a hair too soon.
Makeup.
Doesn't make up for punting the ball away, which is what would have happened there. It looked like the Steelers had their first third down stop of the game.
And everything went right until apparently, T.J. Watt laid on him too hard.
2nd and 10. Chase Brown to the right of Flacco in the shotgun. 2 receivers split to the left, 2 to the right. Patrick Queen showing blitz as they hand off to Brown off the left side. He is wrestled down by Peyton Wilson. Got out close to the 45-yard line. Pickup of about 5 should bring up a 3rd and 5 here.
So got back the lost yardage on the false start on that one. Great job by Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen to take down Brown.
Steelers looking for their first third down stop of the game. The ball at the Bengals 45-yard line. It's set on the left hash. Flacco waving Chase out to the right. He's going to split out right. 3 receivers in that direction. 1 to the left. Chase Brown to the left of Flacco. Now Higgins will motion right to left across the formation. Crowd up. Towels swirling as Flacco gets the snap. Back to pass looking. Going to loft deep. Intended for Chase. Batted away. Beautiful play by James Pierre. Right down the middle of the field. Pierre had it judged all the way. Great coverage by Pierre.
Beautiful job. You knew what Jamar Chase wanted to do, had the inside release on James Pierre, and James Pierre does a great job of just suddenly getting around and moving that left hand in front and batting the ball away. Jalen Ramsey in tow. So we do get a third down stop, and we get a punt. So just a little bit later than we expected.
Ryan Rico leads the NFL in punting average, and it is Calvin Austin back to receive with the injury as Austin lets it go over his head. It's going to bounce into the end zone to another long punt, but it is going to be minus 20 yards in the net as the Steelers will have the ball at the 20-yard line. 10:49 remains in the first half from Acrisure Stadium. Steelers football continues with the score: the Steelers 7, the Bengals 6.
It's Max Starks for my friends at Clearview Federal Credit Union. Clearview is here to help you reach your financial goals and support our community every step of the way. This season, they're giving back through Touchdowns for Hope, donating $500 to Light of Life Rescue Mission for every Pittsburgh touchdown. That's just one way Clearview shows up for those who need it most. Visit clearviewfcu.org/touchdown to learn more and open an account today. That's clearviewfcu.org/touchdown.
Steelers fans, your team is a powerhouse. Are you ready for another great game here in the Steel City?
Absolutely. And let's take a minute to talk about the other powerhouse in town. Been the best for 48 years straight. Got the grit and strength to take on anything. It's an MVP here in Pittsburgh.
Ford F-Series.
Best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh and in America. Now, how about that young duo on offense?
That's the next powerhouse on our radar.
F-150, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanger.
Right now is the best time for you to sell your current home or buy your next one. Don't gamble with your largest asset. It's more important than ever to partner with the right real estate team. At RE/MAX Select Realty, their experienced full-time realtors will help remove the stresses of interest rates, multiple offers, and low inventory. Don't miss this limited opportunity to save on your next move. Call 724-933-6300 or visit RE/MAXSelectPittsburgh.com.
We bleed black and gold. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Here's the latest NFL scores brought to you by Clearview Federal Credit Union. Financial advice is closer than you think. In Madrid, in overtime, Miami defeats Washington 16-13. In the second, all second quarter scores: Atlanta leading Carolina 13-7. Tampa Bay on top of Buffalo 10-7. Jacksonville over the Chargers 7-3. Minnesota leads Chicago 3-0. The Giants on top of Green Bay 7-6. And Tennessee leads Houston 3-0. A lot of big games, including this one, where the Steelers leading 7-6. 10:49 remains here in the first half. Steelers moving right to left in front of us, have the ball at their own 20-yard line. Rodgers has Jalen Warren to the right of him in the shotgun. Gets a snap, back to pass, looking left. Now we'll come back to Warren in the right flat. Warren makes a man miss, crosses the 20, is tracked down by Myles Murphy, but picks up 6 yards. So a good positive start to this drive for the Steelers.
Well, and one of the biggest things that when you're attacking the perimeter of this Cincinnati Bengals defense, very slow on the perimeter recognition and tackling department. They've been historically bad this season, last in the NFL in that department. So that's an area, if you are going to swing it, that's why we've seen the toss plays in that first drive really work well, because they are a poor recognition and tackling team on the perimeter.
Spencer Anderson is checked in with Darnell Washington to the left side of the formation. Rodgers under center. Pitches to Warren, trying the left side, and Warren hit in the backfield, shrugs it off, and now hit again and can't escape that one. That was, again, Myles Murphy, who's been very active. Just a 1-yard gain for Warren, brings up a 3rd and 3.
So you like the idea of it, but once again, Spencer Anderson having a little bit of trouble on the edge, really containing and locking down the edge or setting the edge for Jalen Warren to keep in tow. It's been pressure back, bounce, and then secondary tackling after the initial hit. That's been working in the Bengals' favor so far.
So Gainwell is checked in. He's to the right of Rodgers in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 9:30 and counting remaining here in the first half. Steelers up 7-6. Rodgers gets the snap. Back to pass, looking left, comes back right, throws, has Metcalf open and overshoots him. And he had a step out there on DJ Turner, but it's incomplete. Again, very windy conditions. We haven't seen anybody hitting a ball downfield thus far in the game.
It's been misjudged as soon as it gets in the air. It's almost like once it hits above that lower retaining wall and the lower level, like there's a different level of wind. The flags on top of the goalposts are whipping around. It's not as still as we normally see it, so it's made it tough to kind of judge the loft on the football.
Charlie Jones back to receive a Corliss Waitman punt as Waitman gets a snap, boots it away. High end-over-end kick to the far side of the field. Jones has to let it bounce, and it is going to be down there by Roman Wilson at about the 25-yard line. 47-yard punt. I'm going to mark it at the 26, it looks like, and no return. And from Acrisure Stadium, Steelers football continues with the score: the Steelers 7, the Bengals 6.
At FNB, we rewrote the rules of banking and made getting everything you need a whole lot easier. Experience the one-of-a-kind eStore Common app from FNB. Checking, savings, loans, credit cards. One application done in minutes. Just one common app for more than 40 business and consumer products. Can your bank do that? Didn't think so. Welcome to FNB. Let's get started at fnb-online.com. Loan subject to credit approval. FNB member FDIC.
Hi, Western Pennsylvania. This is Edgar Snyder. I want to thank you for over 40 years of trusting my law firm. During those years, we've helped thousands of people just like you, our neighbors. We're here for you. We're here for our community. We're here for our region. If you've been seriously hurt in an accident, you need to talk to a lawyer, even if it's not us. If you do call us, know that you'll have the firm with over 40 years of experience fighting to get the money you deserve. And of course, there's never a fee unless we get money for you.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Steelers tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Steelers.
Joey Warjonas here from the Gateway Clipper. Let us be your destination for date night, celebrations, and memories on the water. Join us Saturdays on the Captain's Dinner Cruise, a real Pittsburgh tradition, featuring an all-new menu for 2025. For tickets, visit gatewayclipper.com.
At Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, our table has no end. Every seat filled means another neighbor nourished. But this table needs you. Donate, volunteer, advocate, because the power of you keeps the table growing. Activate your power today at PittsburghFoodBank.org.
Steelers football happens here. The Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Steelers 7, Bengals 6, 9:10 left in the first half here at Acrisure Stadium, and a big pass breakup by James Pierre on that last defensive drive. Coach Tomlin said he's the undrafted COVID guy. I didn't get a chance to meet him till the abbreviated training camp. There was no offseason that year. Dynamic special teams player and a rising defender out of Florida Atlantic. This marked his 9th start today against the Bengals, and Terrell Austin, the defensive coordinator, said it's proof you can start out shaky in your career and rewrite your own story with hard work. Rob.
Thank you very much, Missy. Yeah, not a linear path for a lot of players. Joe Flacco in his 200th career start, back to pass now, and Flacco throws, and it is incomplete. Intended for Jamar Chase. Looked like it was deflected, but Flacco's another guy who could tell that story. Right, started out at Pitt, then went to Delaware, then wound up at Baltimore, now making his 200th career start. And Jalen Ramsey just hammered Chase after that play.
You got to. He went for the ball. And that, funny enough, is not a penalty. But yet, if you hit a guy who had the football and was trying to throw it, it becomes. Anyways, we're not going to get on that. On to the next play.
9:05 remains here in the first half. 2nd and 10 for the Bengals at their own 26-yard line. Steelers showing a 4-man front with Benton and Hayward as the down lineman. Chase is to the left of Flacco in the shotgun. Now Chase steps up, wants to say something at the line of scrimmage. Clapping his hands, wants the ball, and is going to give or try on the delay, but looks like a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense number 16. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Wanted to delay, draw a handoff, but before that, the delay of game.
Yeah, I'll take that little I Dream of Jeannie action there by the referee. Let you know that one, and I appreciate it. I'm here for wishes to come true.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Boom, boom.
I like it. The hands crossed across
no head
the
bob.
chest.
It's a flag instead of the head bob. It's interpretation.
Empty set as Chase Brown moves out to the left. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Flacco gets a snap, back to pass, looking right, and hit on behind as he throws. It was Herbig who got the pressure on him, and the pass incomplete.
And Nick Herbig went groundhog. Joe Flacco went lawn dart on that one. Great job for the pressure there by Nick Herbig. You knew he was going to be working off of Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown, not traditionally a knee bender, more of a waist bender. So when he bends that corner, it creates a tight angle. And right there was right in the sights of Joe Flacco.
Now the crowd is up, and again, the towels are swirling here, looking for a defensive stop on a 3rd and 15. Steelers showing 4-man rush. That's what they bring. Flacco throws over the middle of the field to Fant. He is hit, and he is hit by Ramsey, and then the cavalry comes flying in at the 28-yard line, well short of a first down, and the Bengals will punt it away.
Is that 2 stops in a row, Rob?
It is. It is after 4 consecutive 3rd down conversions, 1 on a penalty, of course.
1 by penalty, but this is a great job. The Steelers defense starting to come alive. Now we need the offense to come along with it. That was always the issue. If one unit started to pick up, the other one kind of lulls behind. We need a little bit more of an injection here by the Steelers offense. Get some time of possession, pay off the defensive efforts.
Here's Rico with a boot, a low liner. Calvin Austin retreating. Will grab it at his own 12-yard line on the left side of the field, runs up the numbers and kind of finds a place to get down on the ground at the 24-yard line after the 58-yard punt and the tackle on special teams by Joe Giles Harris. 11-yard return for Austin, and from Acrisure Stadium, Steelers football continues. The score, the Steelers 7, the Bengals 6.
No matter the project, it's always safer with Always Safe. Providing traffic control, flagging, and other smart work zone preparation and planning. Always Safe has a well-trained crew to ensure that your project is as safe as possible. Always Safe has competitive pricing with 24/7 year-round crews available in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. For a quote, visit awsafe.net. That's awsafe.net. Always Safe, making traffic safe again.
Hey Pittsburgh, this is Will Howard with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know what teamwork and a winning tradition are all about, and so does the team at Calusi Chevrolet. Having been in business for over 107 years, they know what it takes to keep customers coming back year after year. Things like great pricing, great selection, and great service after the sale. So take it from me, Will Howard. There's never been a better time to buy or better dealer to buy from. Calusi Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Where the average Joe can buy like a pro. CGR Wholesale.
You win every time you buy from CGR Wholesale Roofing and Siding Supply Center. The team there is your first line of defense to help you save time and money with their powerful fleet of delivery trucks, and their new showroom is now open. Score big with Provia Siding, Owens Corning Shingles, Trex and TimberTech Decking, and more. They've got everything you need under one roof to get you to the red zone. Check them out online at cgrwholesaleroofing.com.
At FNB, we rewrote the rules of banking and made getting everything you need a whole lot easier. Experience the one-of-a-kind e-store common app from FNB. Checking, savings, loans, credit cards. One application done in minutes. Just one common app for more than 40 business and consumer products. Can your bank do that? Didn't think so. Welcome to FNB. Let's get started at fnb-online.com. Loan subject to credit approval. FNB member FDIC.
Your radio home for Steelers football is DVE. We now pause for station identification on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
We'll talk about this game starting tomorrow with the DVE Morning Show. Then, all week, we get you ready for the next game on your radio home of the Steelers, WDVE, Pittsburgh.
8:14 remains in the first half. The Steelers at the ball at their own 23-yard line, moving right to left in front of us. Very windy conditions. Each team scored on its opening drive, and neither team has scored since.
Yeah, and you see the uprights are tilting back and forth, so that just lets you know outside of the flags on the tips, you're seeing a lot of movement by the actual goalposts themselves.
Rodgers is under center, power to the right side of the formation with Anderson in. Skoranek moves in motion right to left. Lone setback is Warren, and Warren gets the snap. Will start to the right and hit in the backfield and taken down. Dax Hill comes up and drops him for a loss of a yard in the play. Started up the middle, didn't like what he saw, bounced it outside, and Hill was there.
Very slow developing, coming from that 7 yards depth in a traditional running back position. So slow developing on a dive play. Usually want to dive to hit a little bit tighter, a little bit faster, maybe move Jalen Warren up to the 5-yard mark so you can catch that with a little bit of momentum. But he saw everything clear up. Dax Hill's unblocked off the edge and makes the play.
2nd and 11. Gamewell is checked in. He is to the left of Rodgers in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Everything very tightly bunched. As the motion man, Jonnu Smith, right to left. Rodgers back to pass. Looks left, throws out to the left flat. It's complete to Freiermuth. Makes a move, crosses the 30-yard line. The 35, lowers his shoulder, barreling up the sideline, and gets out to the 42-yard line. So Pat Freiermuth with his first reception of the game.
Love the swing pass to the left out there. Aaron Rodgers climbing in the pocket, felt things compressing. Pressure relief valve to Pat Freiermuth. He catches it in stride, and like you said, like a bull on a mission, when he sees the red on the Matador, he went forward and charged through the Bengal crowd.
They'll officially mark him at the 41-yard line. And so a pickup of 19 for Freiermuth on that play. Freiermuth remains in the game, part of 3 receivers tightly bunched to the left. 1 to the right is Metcalf. Gamewell to the right of Rodgers. Motion man is Roman Wilson. Rodgers back to pass, looking right, downfield. Downfield has a man, can't see him, comes back to the left and incomplete. Had Roman Wilson streaking all alone down the right sideline, but just didn't have the opportunity to set his feet and find him. So incomplete for Jonnu Smith over the middle of the field.
And it was a great job. DK Metcalf was actually sitting underneath in that middle layer. They had it tiered. Darnell Washington on the lower layer, Roman Wilson over the deep edge, and DK Metcalf sat there, but Aaron could not, like you said, the pursuit didn't allow him to set his feet to deliver the ball, so tried to come crossbody and kind of missed on Jonnu, who made the in cut off of that.
Yeah, once he did set his feet, the safety came over the top and snuffed that play out. So looked promising, but 2nd and 10 from their own 41 for the Steelers. Clock stopped, 6:37 remains. Rodgers in the shotgun, low snap, picks it up, pump fake. Now pump fakes again, rolling out to the left. Pump fakes one more time, and now he goes down. Miles Murphy got there along with B.J. Hill, and they sack him back at the 30-yard line. A loss of 11 will bring up a 3rd and 21.
That was a tough one. I mean, Aaron had it kind of pump faked. He felt some pressure coming from the inside. That was Miles Murphy the first time, and then tried to step around it. But Miles Murphy and B.J. Hill combined for the sack and never able to get that ball out. Tough situation. There was a great opportunity there, but it was a very small window to get the ball out.
So 3rd and 21 for the Steelers after they pick up the first down in the Freiermuth reception. Now, see what they try to call up here on 3rd down. Rodgers gets the snap. Bengals bringing 4. Rodgers steps up, throws underneath. It is complete to Darnell Washington. Oh, my! The big man hurdles over the middle of the field out to the 44. So he got about, 14, 15 of it back, but the athleticism there.
It was a hurdle, and it was a headbutt at the end of that one. Gotta love it. He jumped over 2 guys and then headbutted, and that defender is going to feel that one in the chest plate tomorrow morning.
It was Battle who he leapt over and then was brought down. Actually, leapt over Dax Hill and brought down by Battle. As Charlie Jones back to receive this Waitman punt now. The ball at the Steelers' 45-yard line. Waitman gets the snap. End over end boot. Jones moving to his left is going to catch it at the 12-yard line. Heads up the left sideline, and Malik Harrison is there to squeeze him out of bounds after about a 5-yard return and a 43-yard punt. And the Bengals will have the ball right around their own 17-yard line when we continue. 5:01 remains in the first half from Acrisure Stadium. Steelers football continues with the score of the Steelers 7, the Bengals 6.
Ford F-Series, a name you'll remember. They're the best-selling trucks in America and the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Capable of towing, hauling, and being the MVP of your game day tailgate. They're here to help you score big. Go to neighborhoodfordstore.com and enter for a chance to win an F-150. You might just become the talk of Steelers Nation. F-Series, the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh.
We see you. Your calendar's color-coded. Your outfit for tomorrow is already laid out. You have everything in Tupperware labeled in your fridge. You buy in bulk. You meal prep. You know what you're doing in 2027. You're a planner. And we're here to say you don't have to do it all. S&T Bank makes banking easy. From our friendly team to our online and mobile solutions, we do more so you can do less. Stop by your local branch. Visit stbank.com or call 800-325-2265. S&T Bank. Member FDIC.
At Washington and Jefferson College, we don't just equip you for what's next. We empower you to adapt and thrive. At W&J, bold academics meet professors who coach you to succeed. Real-world experience is built into every major. So when you graduate, you're not just ready, you're game ready. Schedule your campus visit today at washjeff.edu. That's washjeff.edu and see where your journey begins. Washington and Jefferson College, where you learn to adapt to any challenge and thrive in the ever-changing world.
Welcome to Pond Lehocky Giordano, one of the largest workers' compensation law firms in the country. We know the playbook on injury law. It's how we've helped over 100,000 injured and disabled workers obtain benefits. And we know we can do the same for you. Even better, you don't pay a dime until we win your case. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. For any legal needs, give Pond Lehocky a call.
We bleed black and gold. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
And we'd like to remind you that our next broadcast on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network will be next Sunday, November 23rd, when the Steelers visit the Chicago Bears. Steelers Audio Network coverage will begin at 11 a.m. on Sunday, the 23rd. So the Bengals have the ball at their own 17-yard line, 5:01 remaining. You can see what you want to do here, Max. Get a stop, get the ball back, find a way to get some points on the board before halftime. If you're the Bengals, you get the ball to begin the second half. You'd like a nice long 5-minute drive here.
Yeah, you would love that to end in points to try and get the double score opportunity.
Neither team has scored to 50 across the 50 since scoring on their opening drive, as Brown gets a handoff to the left side, bottled up, not much there. Doesn't even reach the 19-yard line. Jack Sawyer there on the stop for the Steelers.
And just a solid play. Jack Sawyer coming from the backside, whipping Drew Sample on the underneath block and just chasing down Brown to make the play.
And Cam Hayward, again, that milestone game we talked about, passing Mike Webster for second most games in Steelers history, also part of that stop. They'll give him 2 officially, 2nd and 8 from the 19-yard line. 4.5 minutes remaining here in this first half. 7-6 Steelers lead. Bengals moving left to right in front of us at windy Acrisure Stadium. Flacco gets the snap. Back. Sawyer coming out and flushing him out in the pocket. He's able to complete short right to Brown, and Brown is just swarmed under, hammered as he got to the 20-yard line. Boy, Jack Sawyer did a great job of supplying the initial pressure, and then finished off by Patrick Queen and others at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that was a wallop of a hit, because you saw James Pierre go low and try to make the initial block, and then just a nice little crunch action, double way there by Patrick Queen.
So 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. Brown is to the right of Flacco in the shotgun. Steelers showing all-out blitz here on this 3rd and 6. And they will bring pressure up the middle. Flacco throws, and it is a one-hand grab by Chase Brown over the middle of the field. Steps out of 1 tackle and zips up to the 38-yard line. So another 3rd down conversion here for the Cincinnati Bengals, a 17-yard pickup.
Guessing a wrong. Steelers bringing blitz on that moment, and T.J. Watt, showing a fake rush and sitting there shallow. Chase Brown just cut to the inside of him. Like you said, the one-handed grab, a little high by Flacco, but Chase Brown able to haul it in. And, of course, now the Cincinnati Bengals, another conversion and another new set of downs.
And 4-6, keep in mind they got one on a penalty. That was called on T.J. Watt. That would have flipped the field position. Instead, now under 3 minutes remaining, Taj Brooks is checked in. He's to the left of Flacco in the shotgun. Flacco gets a snap, pump fakes, looking right, steps out, tripped up, and now will just fling it out of bounds. Good pressure by the Steelers on that one. Looks like Watt that got him around the ankle.
Yeah, T.J., he was stumbling. The tight end kind of pushed him down into the ground, and he was able to clip the heel of Joe Flacco as he tried to spin out of that one and able to get that ball away before Y.A. Black and Derek Harmon could chase him further.
So 2nd and 10. Bengals had the ball at their own 38-yard line. Chase Brown is checked back in after taking a breather the last play. 2:48 remains. The clock stopped. The Bengals moving left to right. Shadow covering most of Acrisure Stadium. There's some sunlight on the far side of the field and to our right. Windy conditions as Flacco gets a snap. Will give to Brown off right guard, and Brown is stopped. A short pickup gets out to about the 41-yard line. Peyton Wilson in on the stop for the Steelers.
Right at the bottom of the scrum. Tried to shove the ball up there on the left side in the B gap between Fairchild and Mims, and a great job by Peyton Wilson diagnosing that and hitting downhill early.
3rd and 7. 2:20 and counting remaining here. There's a discrepancy in the play clock, which means the Bengals will have to snap the ball before the 2-minute warning. Chase Brown motions and now settles in the right slot with Jamar Chase outside of him. Snap to Flacco, back to pass. He's looking left, has some time. Pressure comes late, thrown and almost intercepted by Duggar as Keanu Benton got late pressure in the face of Flacco, and the Steelers defense will force the Bengals punting unit to come out onto the field.
And Peyton Wilson was right there along with Kyle Duggar, who cut and dove down. He was the one that actually made the play on the ball, as Peyton Wilson just kind of blocked the body of Chase Brown, kind of distorting his view so he couldn't make a play on it as well.
Calvin Austin standing back at the 10-yard line in the sunlight, looking back through the shadow where Rico is standing at his own 26-yard line, ready to receive this snap. Gets it, boots it away. It's a low wobbling kick that takes a bounce, and Calvin Austin has to track it down inside his own 5-yard line, moving laterally across the field, chased down by Tyson Anderson at the 7-yard line. So the Steelers are pinned deep, and it is now time for the 2-minute warning timeout, brought to you by Pond Lee Hockey Giordano. Injured at work or in an accident? Call Pond Lee Hockey for a free consultation. Their expert legal team will help every step of the way and get you and your family back on track. With a score, the Steelers 7, the Bengals 6. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
The black and gold faithful always travel well to see the team on the road. And now Caliente and DVE give you a chance to become a road warrior. We're teaming up to send 2 lucky fans to watch the black and gold take on Detroit on December 21st in the Motor City. The winner receives tickets, airfare, and hotel stay for 2, plus a Caliente gift card. From Caliente, 7-time World Pizza Champions and now the official pizza of WDVE. Deadline to enter is November 30th. Register at any Caliente location or at dve.com.
Ford F-Series, a name you'll remember. They're the best-selling trucks in America and the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers, capable of towing, hauling, and being the MVP of your game day tailgate. They're here to help you score big. Go to neighborhoodfordstore.com and enter for a chance to win an F-150. You might just become the talk of Steelers Nation. F-Series, the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh.
I do pretty much everything on my phone. Shopping, socializing, even banking, which is why I love my Northwest Bank app. It features things like spending alerts to help keep my online purchases in check, security features to lock my debit card if it ever goes missing. Hey, it happens. And my favorite, early pay, which lets me get paid up to 2 days early. Yep, no more waiting till Friday to get paid for me.
For checking with all the digital tools you want, go to northwest.com. Member FDIC. Northwest Bank. For what's next.
Where the average Joe can buy like a pro. CGR Wholesale.
Tackle any project when you buy from CGR Wholesale Roofing and Siding Supply Center. They'll put together a game plan that's a winner every time you need materials for your project. And their new showroom is now open. Stop in to check it out and see everything you need in person. Provia Siding, Owens Corning Shingles, Trex and TimberTech Decking, and much more. They'll help you get to the red zone of your project every time. Check them out online at CGRWholesaleRoofing.com.
Randy Bauman Mornings and Steelers Football, DVE.
1:51 remaining in the first half at Acrisure Stadium. Steelers leading the Bengals 7-6. As we just mentioned, each team scored on its opening drive, and neither team has crossed the 50-yard line since. The Steelers, with 1:51 remaining, have the ball at their own 7-yard line. Very windy conditions. You know, I can't tell which way the wind is blowing because the flags keep moving left and right on the goalposts, and it's swirling, let's put it that way.
That is a great description right there. Swirling wind. You don't know where it's coming from.
Gainwell's going to get the pitch, trying to go to the right side. Not much room there. And does he come? No. Yeah, he did come down inbounds. A flag comes flying in late.
The flag didn't even go that
Personal
far.
foul. Face mask. Offense number 81. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
Well, that's on Jonnu Smith, and it also means the clock's going to stop. And so that's... Well, again, it's still first down, though, so it's no harm, no foul on that.
Which is
Gainwell did come down in bounds.
Oh, they declined it.
They declined the penalty. Okay, so.
No gain.
Yep, so now the clock is stopped, and so that is like the Bengals getting a free timeout. And they only have 2 remaining. Remember, they lost one in the challenge, and you could have really kind of run out the clock here, Max, but now with that penalty, the clock stops with 1:43 remaining.
Yeah, it puts a lot of onus on converting a third down here or keeping the drive alive.
Now, Jalen Warren is the lone setback. Roman Wilson in motion left to right. Rodgers under center, gets a snap, and will give to Jalen Warren. Cuts to the left, crosses the 10, and gets out to about the 13th, and the Bengals will instantly call a timeout after that 5 or 6 yard pickup there by Jalen Warren. They're going to give it a 6-yard pickup out across the 12. This season, the law firm of Bordas & Bordas will make a $500 donation to the Ronald McDonald House for every sack by the Steelers defense this preseason and regular season. The Steelers defense has collected 36 sacks so far this season, and Bordas & Bordas is on pace to donate $18,000 to the Ronald McDonald House. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Now keep in mind, again, we set this earlier when the Bengals had the ball, but the Bengals get the ball to begin the second half. They won the toss, elected to defer. It appeared to backfire when the Steelers marched right down and scored. The Bengals scored a touchdown. Then after a Steelers penalty, they decided to go for 2 from the 1-yard line. That failed. Since then, no scoring, but a 2-score opportunity is what the Bengals are thinking here. The Steelers just 1 for 5 on third down. Rodgers in the shotgun, has Gainwell to his left. 2 receivers split to each side as he gets a snap. back. Pressure coming. Rodgers tries to step forward. Now rolls out to his right. Rodgers has some room. Rodgers going to tuck it and slide across the 20 out to the 21-yard line and pick up a first down for the Steelers.
Oh, the old man still has legs. Just like we saw in the first matchup where Joe Flacco had that little quarterback keeper, Aaron Rodgers escaping the pressure, getting out to his right, knowing where the first down marker is, and then getting down so that they can get back into this offense and start this 2-minute drill.
Yeah, now the Steelers thinking about scoring here with 105, 104 counting as Rodgers gets the snap. Back throws to the right, looking back shoulder for Calvin Austin, and Austin is hauled down after the incomplete pass. He's going to get a pass interference call.
It's going to be a down defender on the far side of the field. Can't see
pass
who's in
interference.
coverage.
Defense number 29. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
And Cam Taylor-Britt hurt himself on that play.
Yeah, Cam Taylor-Britt, had two arms around him as he kind of slipped on that one. Not sure if he dinged his knee or not, but came out and previous play might have actually injured it, and then it got exacerbated on that pass interference, but whatever excuse is going to take him to get him out the game, I don't care.
12-yard penalty. The ball to the 33-yard line here for the Steelers, enjoying a 7-6 lead. 59 seconds remaining first half. Steelers have their full complement of 3 timeouts. Rodgers in the shotgun has Gainwell to his right. Bengals will bring 4 as Rodgers gets the snap. Lofts up to the left looking for Freiermuth. Another flag comes in. Kind of where you'd expect. Oh, no, my goodness. They're going to call pass interference against the Steelers. Oh,
Calvin Austin or DK Metcalf working on that side where the flag was thrown.
Well, you would think it would be DK with setting the pick.
Offense number 4.
Yep.
10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Oh, I saw that. He kind of slowed up. They were trying to free up Pat Freiermuth on that one, so a little nudge. Supposed to be a rub route, but turned into a pick route.
Right.
And picks are bad, rubs are good.
Yeah. You could understand where that call would come in.
Yeah, in this situation, and it was a little obvious because he threw the shoulder into it.
That's what I'm saying. He kind of leaned. Like if you had that flat route and run into him, then fine.
Yeah, but you got to go full speed.
Too, but
I would love for him to go full speed. He probably would have knocked the guy down.
So 1st and 20 at their own 23-yard line. Rodgers gets a snap back. Pressure coming late. Tries to get it to Gainwell underneath, and that's incomplete. But more flags come in, and this one's going to be
foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 99. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Against Miles Murphy and the Bengals, as we were saying.
Yeah, can't go low on that one. Can't go below the knees. And Miles Murphy slipping as he went on the outside of Troy Fautanu. But you cannot hit the quarterback low. Just like you can't land on him too hard, depending on what body part lands on him. Same thing here. Protect the leg. So that penalty actually working in our favor for once.
So the ball is at the 38-yard line. 4 flags on, I think, 4 consecutive plays, right?
Yes.
We don't have one without a flag, do we?
No, the first and the second. Yeah, the scramble to get the first down was the last clean play we've seen.
So Rodgers in the shotgun has Gainwell to his right. 51 seconds remaining as he gets the snap. Back to pass. Looking. Fires over the middle of the field. Complete to Darnell Washington. Oh, he shoves down a man and then lowers his shoulder. Rumbling down the left sideline. Oh, he shrugged him off with a stiff arm and got down the left sideline inside the 35-yard line of the Bengals down to the 31.
No Jake break on that semi-trailer, fellas. That was a runaway truck ramp. Darnell Washington stiff arms the first guy, lowers the boom on Geno Stone, stays on the tightrope, and then smoked the third defender in the end. And that might have been, who was it? Oh, gosh. That was number 22. Geno Stone was the best guy.
Yeah.
But I forgot who the last guy was.
It was Knight or Carter, one of the tight ends. He just threw to the ground. Now here's the handoff to Gainwell off the left side. Finds some room inside the 20. Down to the 19-yard line, a pickup of about 12. And the Steelers will use one of their 3 timeouts as they now enter the Heinz red zone during Steelers season. It has to be Heinz as we go down to Missy Matthews. Missy.
Guys, it's not often you see the Steelers defense jump off of those super warm benches while the offense is out on the field. But Darnell Washington sure got everybody up on their feet. Very pumped up. Watching the replay on the video board, you could hear the fans oohing and awing, and the Steelers defense giving them some props as well.
Missy, thank you very much. That was electric from the big man.
How could you not? he literally was throwing guys left and right as though it was like he was going through the laundry trying to find his favorite shirt in that moment. I mean, you toss 2 defenders and then you just bull through the third one. That is a momentum changer. And for the Steelers, crossing the 50, right? The first team to cross the 50 since their respective first drives and doing it in dramatic fashion. They're in scoring position. So now you just would love to see 7 and not an attempt at 3 at the end of this. So pay off the efforts of the big man, or as we call him, Mount Washington.
And the Bengals, by the way, are 30th in red zone defense. We mentioned that in the opening drive. The Steelers came into this game tied for 8th in red zone offense. So there's a statistic that favors the Steelers as Aaron Rodgers in the shotgun has Gainwell to his right. Gets a snap, play action pass, looking left. Now will come back right and throw in the right flat, knocked away, incomplete, intended for Gainwell. It was Barrett Carter who knocked it away, and we have another flag.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 58. Pass this to the goal. Automatic first down.
And that's Joseph Asai that time.
Stop touching our quarterback. That's what that means. That's what that means. Listen, this is the Icy Hot Bowl 2.0. We got 2 guys that might not necessarily be fragile, but they're trying to keep them as safe as possible. So stay away from them. Unless they have the ball in their hands, don't touch them.
They are the oldest quarterbacks for their respective franchises to ever throw a touchdown pass for those franchises.
And they also, of the head-to-head of 40-year-olds, have the most because they scored 7 passing touchdowns in the previous matchup, topping Drew Brees and Tom Brady.
That's exactly right. Ball at the 9-yard line here as Rodgers comes out in the shotgun. He has Gainwell to his right, 2 receivers split to each side. Now Gainwell will move to his left. Darnell Washington, the tight end to the left. As Rodgers gets a snap, will pitch to Gainwell. Gainwell gets to the left edge, lowers the shoulder, and is tumbled down by Dax Hill, who makes a stop. Pickup of a couple down to about the 7-yard line.
We'll take that timeout again. Can't take him with you, so might as well smoke him if you got him in this moment. And for the Steelers, this is a big moment for them. Inside the 10, you have an opportunity, 25 seconds. This gives you at least those 2 shots, 2nd and 3rd down, and then you make a decision on 4th whether you want to kick it or not. But hopefully they get it in those first 2 tries, so that's not even a decision for Chris Boswell.
Yeah, this has been a great drive for the Steelers, not only marching down the field, but using up most of the clock here remaining in this first half. 25 seconds left. The ball is spotted on the left hash at the 7-yard line. Steelers moving right to left in front of us. 3 tight ends out there, Smith, Freiermuth, and Washington. Gainwell is beside Rodgers. The Steelers have 1 timeout left. Smith motions left to right. Rodgers gets a snap, looking left, pump fakes, comes back now, rolling out to the left, looking, stopping, and going to heave it towards the back of the end zone, and incomplete. One-handed grab by Gainwell, but he was in the white chalk, and so it's incomplete. Rodgers avoiding the sack and slow to get up because he was hammered at the end of that play.
And this is a tremendous effort by Kenneth Gainwell, but no way was he going to be able to get there. Geno Stone kind of forced him out of bounds in the first initial hit, and then Josh Newton coming over and just finishing off to make sure he couldn't get his feet down.
Well, Rodgers got drilled at the end. He wanted to throw it through the end zone. That tells you he was hit as he threw it because the ball just barely got to the back chalk from where he released it right around the 20-yard line. So Rodgers now going to use a timeout here for the Steelers. You wonder if that's just he got his hand on his hip as he's walking over.
Yeah, it looked like it maybe his left wrist kind of got jammed in that one. So,
yeah, just needed a second. Regardless, 3rd and 7. The Steelers are now out of timeouts, and so if you complete a pass and it's inside the field of play, well, you can't pick up a first down, so you'd have to do that drill where the kicking team runs out there and kicks it, or you'd have to go for it on 4th down.
And I already see muddling kind of around the sideline, around the 30-yard line, all of your guys who are in the special teams unit for that field goal attempt, ready to sprint, ready to get out there on the field if this play does not go in their favor. So you have to think you're going for the end zone, you're going for the touchdown shot. If you don't make it, then you're going to have the unit come out and kick it. Hopefully the ball stays out of bounds or just a touchdown, then we don't even have to worry about it.
Rodgers in the shotgun has Gainwell to his left. 2 receivers split to the right, Roman Wilson to the left. Rodgers leans in, gets the snap, looking left, fires in that direction for Roman Wilson. Too tall, out of bounds. Would have been at the 3-yard line anyway, so it wouldn't have been a touchdown. And so the Steelers field goal unit will come on with 13 seconds remaining here in the first half, trying to add to their 7-6 lead.
I would have loved to have seen the seam route ran by Darnell Washington. Give him a 50-50 ball, whether it's his or it's out of bounds. At least you're throwing into the end zone and not throwing to the outside where you have to make a play to get into the end zone.
So this will be a 25-yard attempt for Boswell. Here's the hold. Here's the kick. That kick is up. That kick is good. And the Steelers have just scored from the Heinz red zone. During Steelers season, it has to be Heinz. Wanted 7. But look, when you get the ball at your own 7-yard line, under 2 minutes remaining, you'll take the 3 and add to the lead and make it 10-6.
And the third down conversions that they had on top of actually getting across the 50-yard line. So let's celebrate that, and that it wasn't a back-to-back quote-unquote scoring opportunity for the Bengals potentially. So now they will have a shot to start the second half, but a great job to cap that drive off.
9-play, 86-yard drive, took 141. Chris Boswell, another field goal against the Bengals as we head down to Missy Matthews. Missy?
Well, guys, there's only 10 seconds left in this first half, but Aaron Rodgers immediately took off his helmet and ran into the Steelers' locker room with some of the team doctors. After that hit, it looked like he was kind of grabbing his left wrist. Obviously, they were able to try for it on that third down. We'll keep you posted if we hear anything.
All right, Missy, thank you very much. Well, that is certainly something we're going to want to keep an eye on.
Monitored, but here's the most important thing. It's not his throwing wrist, right? It is the non-throwing wrist, so hopefully you can wrap it, probably put what we call a wrist rocket on there to protect it a little bit. But as long as it's not the throwing hand, we should be okay.
Here's Boswell with a kickoff, and it's Jones starts right, moves back to the left. It is taken down by Kenneth Gainwell with 3 seconds remaining here in this first half.
Expect a knee here to get into the locker room. No need to try and put the ball in harm's way trying to make a play downfield in these windy conditions. So I expect a knee, and both teams exit to the sideline to readjust for the second half.
And the Bengals, in fact, are set up in that formation. They will get the ball to begin the second half as Flacco does, in fact, take the snap and take a knee, and that is the end of the second quarter, brought to you by your neighborhood Ford store. The F-150 is the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. With the score, the Steelers 10, the Bengals 6. The UPMC halftime report is up next on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Parenting is rewarding, but balancing it all can be challenging. Babysitting Logistics is here to help. Founded by childcare professional Jasmine Lane, Babysitting Logistics is a premier babysitting and nanny concierge service that makes family care reliable, seamless, and stress-free. From travel nannies and event childcare to backup care and date night sitters, our trusted team delivers solutions tailored to your family's needs. Visit babysittinglogistics.com today and experience peace of mind with concierge-level care.
Steelers fans, your team is a powerhouse. Are you ready for another great game here in the Steel City?
Absolutely. And let's take a minute to talk about the other powerhouse in town, been the best for 48 years straight. Got the grit and strength to take on anything. It's an MVP here in Pittsburgh.
Ford F-Series.
Best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh and in America. Now, how about that young duo on offense?
That's the next powerhouse on our radar.
F-150, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network proudly presents Steelers Football 2025. Brought to you in part by Giant Eagle, the official supermarket of Steelers Nation, by your neighborhood Ford store. The F-150 is the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. By Northwest Bank. For what's next, get started at northwest.com. By the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play PA Lottery online and get a first-time deposit match up to $1,000. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. By Pennsylvania One Call System. Call 811 before you dig. By Pepsi, the official soft drink sponsor of the Pittsburgh Steelers. By PNC, the official bank of the Pittsburgh Steelers. By Schneider Downs. Discover the value of big thinking with a personal focus at SchneiderDowns.com. By Steelers Pro Shop. Get it direct from the team at the Steelers Pro Shop at shop.steelers.com. By UPMC, the official healthcare provider and health plan of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And by RE/MAX Select Realty. Visit RE/MAXSelectPittsburgh.com.
Welcome to the UPMC Halftime Report on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network. UPMC, the official healthcare provider and health plan of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wes Schuler with you here at Acrisure Stadium, where the Steelers lead the Bengals 6-10 after 30 minutes. The Steelers' first half recap is brought to you by PNC Bank, the official bank of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and brilliantly boring since 1865. Steelers started with the football. Steelers found pay dirt. 8 plays, 78 yards. Aaron Rodgers to Kenneth Gainwell.
Here's a pass out to the left flat for Gainwell. Gets to the edge and scampers into the end zone. And Kenneth Gainwell has given the Steelers an early lead on this opening drive with a touchdown.
From 11 yards out, just under 5 minutes into this one, it was 7-0 Steelers. But ensuing possession, the Bengals would respond. They would also score on their first drive of the game. 9 plays, 71 yards. Flacco to T. Higgins for a 28-yard touchdown pass. However, the Bengals went for 2 and did not get it. So the Steelers' lead was 7-6. And that was about it from the offenses until the very end of the second quarter. The Steelers go 9 plays, 86 yards. Chris Boswell true from 25 yards out just before halftime to extend the Steelers' lead to 10-6 after 30 minutes. We'll take a look at the NFL scoreboard when we return on the other side. You're listening to the UPMC Halftime Report on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Starting a home improvement project? Essential Utilities reminds you, before you build a deck, plant a tree, or put up a fence, call 811. Professionals from Underground Utilities like Peoples will mark your lines so you can dig safely. Whether you're doing the work yourself or hiring a professional, calling 811 is free for homeowners. And it's the law. Call 811 3 days before you dig to keep you and your family safe. Peoples, an Essential Utilities company.
Beat the rush and get great deals during the Jeep Black Friday sales event. Now, well-qualified current FCA lessees get an ultra-low mileage lease on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4 for $379 a month for 42 months with $3,039 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 26,250. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery from dealer stock by 12/1. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. Life moves fast, but planning ahead doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly, Bill. That's why NSS Life offers affordable life insurance and reliable annuities you can count on.
It's the peace of mind you've been looking for.
Because you're not just planning for tomorrow, you're building a future that lasts a lifetime.
NSS Life. Secure today, confident tomorrow.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Chris, owner of Prescott Roofing and Masonry, Pittsburgh's full-service roofing company, now offering full-service masonry restoration. Chimney repairs and rebuilds, lintel replacements above windows and doors, detailed brick and stone pointing featuring mortar color match, masonry and stepstones, parapet walls, historic masonry restoration. We do it all. Free estimates and financing available. Prescott Roofing, online at prescottroofing.com.
This is Game Day with the Pittsburgh Steelers on DVE.
We now pause for station identification on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
We'll talk about this game starting tomorrow with the DVE Morning Show. Then, all week, we get you ready for the next game on your radio home of the Steelers, WDVE, Pittsburgh.
Back at Acrisure Stadium, where the Steelers lead the Bengals 10-6 at the half. Let's take a look at the NFL scoreboard, brought to you by Number One Cochran, the preferred auto group of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big separation Sunday around the league right now. A lot of big games, a lot of key playoff races. One of those in Jacksonville, where the Jaguars lead the Chargers 14-6. Third quarter just getting underway in that one. Buffalo up 21-20 at the half over Tampa Bay. Atlanta has a 21-10 lead over Carolina down there at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Georgia. Chicago, the Steelers' opponent next week, they lead the Vikings 10-3 at the half in Minnesota. The Giants and the Packers tied at 13 after 30 minutes. Tennessee has a 3-0 lead in Nashville over the Houston Texans. And earlier this morning in Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu, Miami takes down Washington 16-13 in overtime. We'll break down the first half stats when we return. You're listening to the UPMC Halftime Report on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
The weather's cold, but the deals at South Hills Kia are heating up. Lease a 2026 Kia Seltos LX AWD for just $219 a month for 24 months with $34.99 due at signing. Or hop into a 2025 Kia K4 LXS, just $199 a month for 24 months with $34.99 due at signing. Hurry, offers end December 1st. Visit southhillskia.net today. Lease offers exclude taxes and fees. No security deposit required. 10,000 miles a year. Expires December 1st, 2025. Visit southhillskia.net for details.
At West Shore Home, they make it easy to knock out your bathroom, window, door, or flooring project. Schedule at westshorebath.com to have someone out as early as tomorrow to show you your options. After that, their highly trained employee installers will stop back to complete your job. These teams have earned more than 60,000 five-star reviews. Plus, they're making it even easier to get started now with Black Friday savings. Free installation on all projects. Schedule online at westshorebath.com to lock in these savings before they're gone.
Does your annual screening mammogram feel like another errand? Independence Health System is helping to make your health care easy. Just drive to one of our 5 convenient locations and walk in for your mammogram. No appointment or script needed. Walk in Wednesdays at 5 convenient locations. Visit www.independence.health/mammo. Independence Health System. Expert care here.
Hi, Western Pennsylvania. This is Edgar Snyder. I want to thank you for over 40 years of trusting my law firm. During those years, we've helped thousands of people just like you, our neighbors. We're here for you. We're here for our community. We're here for our region. If you've been seriously hurt in an accident, you need to talk to a lawyer, even if it's not us. If you do call us, know that you'll have the firm with over 40 years of experience fighting to get the money you deserve. And of course, there's never a fee unless we get money for you.
The Pittsburgh Steelers play here on DVE.
Halftime at Acrisure Stadium, Pittsburgh 10, Cincinnati 6. Just a few minutes left until the third quarter. Let's take a look at the first half stats. They're brought to you by Schneider Downs. Discover the value of big thinking with a personal focus at schneiderdowns.com. Not necessarily the fireworks from an offensive standpoint like it was the first time these two teams met. Aaron Rodgers, 9 of 15, 116 yards and a touchdown, was favoring his left wrist there at the end of the second quarter, so something to keep an eye on when the second half resumes here. Darnell Washington, 2 receptions, 46 yards. DK Metcalf, 2 for 21 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, 2 for 19, including that 11-yard touchdown catch. Jaylen Warren, 8 carries for 54 yards for a 6.8 yard average per carry. Pretty good for him so far on the ground. On the Cincinnati side of things, Flacco is 10 of 17 for 82 yards and a touchdown pass to T. Higgins. Better for the Steelers in terms of bottling up Chase Brown in this one. He's got 8 carries for 35 yards through the first half. Team stats before I get out of here: 13 first downs for the Steelers, just 7 for Cincinnati. Cincinnati doing a better job with third down conversions, however. They're 4 of 7, where Pittsburgh is just 2 of 7. 188 total yards for the Steelers in that first half, 121 for the Bengals. Thanks to Caliente Pizza and Draft House for feeding our crew today back at studio headquarters. Caliente Pizza and Draft House, the pizza of champions. I'm Wes Schuler, and you've been listening to the UPMC Halftime Report. UPMC, the official healthcare provider and health plan of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The second half kickoff is coming up right after this. You are listening to the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
For more than 65 years, Schneider Downs has provided a full spectrum of business consulting solutions to the Western Pennsylvania region. Tax and accounting, digital solutions and cybersecurity, risk management and advisory. Learn about big thinking with a personal focus at schneiderdowns.com.
Steelers fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day, too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a pro or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Barry Wargenis from the Gateway Clipper. Host your wedding, social event, or corporate dinner and showcase the city to your guests. Destination entertainment with dinner, drinks, and unbeatable sights. Book your boat today. Visit gatewayclipper.com for information.
The Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network proudly presents Steelers Football 2025. Brought to you in part by 84 Lumber, a dynasty partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. By Pella Windows, viewed to be the best. By Clearview Federal Credit Union. For every touchdown the black and gold score in 2025, Clearview Federal Credit Union will donate $500 to the Light of Life mission. Clearview, your financial partner for a better life. Visit clearviewfcu.org. By Iron Workers Local Union Number 3. We don't go to the office, we build it. By Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. By Henny Jewelers, Pittsburgh's choice jewelry store for engagement rings, luxury jewelry, and watches. By Giant Eagle, the official supermarket of Steelers Nation. By South Hills Kia. South Hills Kia has the ride and a price you'll love. By CGR Wholesale Roofing and Siding Supply Center, where the average Joe can buy like a pro. By Iron Workers Local Union Number 3. We don't go to the office, we build it. And by First National Bank. Can your bank do that? Welcome to FNB. Let's get started. Member FDIC.
Today's second half preview is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play to win with the Pennsylvania Lottery. Visit PALottery.com or download the app today. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. And the initial preview begins with the Steelers up by the score of 10-6. The Bengals, remember, they won the toss, elected to defer. They will get the ball moving left to right to begin this second half.
And this has been a good start for the team. One thing I still want to see a little bit better, 4 of 7 on third downs for the Bengals. They need to limit those. I get one of those. They got it by penalty with the TJ Watt hit/lay that moved the ball. But Steelers defense still get them below 50%. Right now they're still above the board on third down conversion, so you still got to try and slow this offense.
And the Steelers just 2 of 7 on third down. And here's the kickoff to Charlie Jones, who takes the ball at his own 1-yard line, crosses the 10, the 20, angling toward the right sideline and out of bounds at about the 24-yard line as we go down to Missy Matthews. Missy.
All right, guys. Well, Mason Rudolph is down here on the sideline warming up. Aaron Rodgers has not come out of the locker room yet from halftime. Coach Sundlin told CBS that they are evaluating that wrist injury, waiting to see more information before they make a decision. They have some time here depending on how long the defense is out on the field. But again, Mason Rudolph warming up, taking some snaps from Zach Frazier. We have yet to see number 8 come out of the locker room.
Missy, thank you very much. It is a left wrist for Aaron Rodgers. Happened right at the end of the first half. Flacco under center. Gets the snap. Will turn and give to Chase Brown. Finds a hole up the middle of the field. Bursts out towards the right sideline. Angling across midfield. And steps out of bounds around the 41-yard line of the Steelers. So a quick burst right up the middle of the field. And a 35-yard run for Chase Brown.
Can't come out lethargic. You've got to come out. And Chase Brown has been waiting for this moment. He had a big run in the first drive of this game that led to the Bengals score. Now puts the Bengals well across the 50-yard line, and they seem to be edging in that category once again.
Now 9 carries, 70 yards for Chase Brown. Remember, had 11 for 108 against the Steelers in the first meeting. So the ball very quickly at the 41-yard line of the Steelers. Play action pass for Flacco. Back pressure coming. Throws out to the left flat to Noah Fant, and Fant is hit out there, tripped up by Eccles, and then knocked down by Jalen Ramsey after a short gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards.
And Keanu Benton just narrowly missed hitting Joe Flacco on that moment before he was able to get the ball out. Benton was asking for a hold there, which seemed to be a little bit of an extra jersey tug by Orlando Brown Jr., but nothing called in that moment.
2nd and 6. Flacco now under center. Receivers to the left side, tightly bunched on the left side of the formation. Now Flacco taps both sides of the helmet. He will retreat back into the shotgun formation with Brown to his left. Motions Higgins in closer to the formation and will give to Brown in the delay. Starts to the right, skips through and past a man. And off left tackle, gets down to the 30-yard line and picks up another first down for the Bengals.
Got to slow Chase Brown down. You did a great job in the first half of limiting his opportunities. He had 8 rushes for 35 yards before that big explosive play, and now starting to get into a rhythm here, knowing that they can't pass the ball as well because of the blustery conditions down on the field.
Taj Brooks checks in to give Brown a little bit of a breather. The ball at the 30-yard line of the Steelers. Under 13 minutes remaining here in this third quarter opening drive for the Bengals, who are trailing the Steelers 10-6. Flacco gets the snap. Back to pass. Steelers bringing pressure. Flacco over the middle of the field. Incomplete. and it was intended for Higgins with Joey Porter Jr. in coverage. The Steelers brought an all-out blitz and forced the incompletion.
Yeah, Steelers running man defense. That means that they're going to blitz. And, you know, the funny thing is Jamar Chase tried to set a little pick on Joey Porter Jr., but he was able to fight through the pick that Jamar Chase set on what they would call a stop route and a rub route. But it looked very, very obvious there and a no call in that situation.
Brown checks back into the game. The Steelers going with 3 down linemen. So the traditional 3-4 look here with Harrison and Queen at the middle linebacker positions on this 2nd and 10. Motion man is Chase, left to right across the formation. Snap to Flacco. Back, looking right, throws, and incomplete. Had one man crossing. That was Fant and Higgins right behind him. So I'm not sure who it was intended for, but it's incomplete off the hand of Fant.
Yeah, Fant put his hand up and tried to make the first catch at it. It looked like T. Higgins was settling down on a comeback. And whatever it was, I appreciate the missing communication in that zone. And now we sit on the 3rd down, so an opportunity for the Steelers defense to make a stop.
Bengals 4 of 7 on 3rd down, now facing a 3rd and 10. Remember, opening drive, they had a 3rd and 11 and converted that. Steelers looking for a stop here. Kendall Milton is checked into the game. He is to the left of Flacco. 3 receivers to the right. Flacco in the shotgun gets a snap. Back to pass. Looking right. Throws underneath to Chase. He is hit immediately and dropped by Eccles at the 25-yard line. A pickup of 5, and that will bring out Evan McPherson and the field goal unit.
And just a great job of the Steelers defense of keeping everything in front of them and making sure that they wanted Joe Flacco to throw the underneath because they didn't want to get him near the sticks. And a great job obviously triggering by Brandon Eccles to take down Jamar Chase, who's usually sly and usually gets out of those tackles.
Windy conditions, clock still running at 12:10 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. So the Bengals trying to convert on this opening drive. McPherson lining up for a 43-yard field goal attempt. He is perfect under 50 yards, 12 for 12 on the season. Rico looks back at him, gets the signal that it's okay, gets the snap. Here's the kick, and it is right down the middle by McPherson, and we have a 1-point game. 11:53 remains, 3rd quarter from Acrisure Stadium. Waiting to see whether Aaron Rodgers will come out of the tunnel or whether it'll be Mason Rudolph at quarterback. We'll continue with the score, the Steelers 10 and the Bengals 9.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
For the last 48 years, Ford F-Series have been America's go-to trucks for moving mountains and also trailers, wood piles, and snow drifts. Work days and weekends, from the job site to the campsite. These trucks never stop working, just like you. That's what makes them America's best-selling trucks for 48 years. Ford F-150, official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers and Pittsburgh's best-selling trucks.
Enjoy awesome deals Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. 2 awesome hours. 5 awesome favorites at discount prices, including our soup, salad, bread, nacho, and dessert bar for only $9.99. $10.99 whitefish, $11.99 soft chicken, and sirloin tips and more. And for our lunch diners, we also have another awesome deal. Get our soup, salad, nacho, bread, and dessert bar for just $9.99. Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Dine-in only. No other discounts apply.
Horses, steak, and sea house. Horses is hospitality.
At FNB, we rewrote the rules of banking and made getting everything you need a whole lot easier. Experience the one-of-a-kind eStore Common app from FNB. Checking, savings, loans, credit cards. One application done in minutes. Just one common app for more than 40 business and consumer products. Can your bank do that? Didn't think so. Welcome to FNB. Let's get started at fnb-online.com. Loan subject to credit approval. FNB member FDIC.
Your home for the Steelers. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Steelers have a 1-point lead now, 10-9 over the Cincinnati Bengals. Aaron Rodgers still has not come out of the locker room. We are told he is dealing with that left wrist injury, questionable to return to today's game. So Mason Rudolph is next man up in terms of the quarterback. If we see Aaron come out, Rob, I'll keep you posted.
All right, Missy, thank you very much. So Mason Rudolph has appeared in a couple of games, 2 for 2 against Seattle for 12 yards. And Looks like his first action really in earnest here, as he will sub for Aaron Rodgers following this kickoff, which is taken by Gainwell near side of the field at the 3-yard line, heads straight up the numbers, and now cuts back to the middle of the field, is upended by P.J. Jules at the 27, which is where Mason Rudolph and the Steelers offense will take over. And an ISO camera on Mason Rudolph as he trots out onto the field, and some of the crowd here cheering for Mason Rudolph, still waiting for everybody to kind of get back to their seats, Max, here in the second half. But the crowd up and cheering for Mason Rudolph.
Well, Mason Rudolph, you have to remember, last time he was in a significant role in this team, he went on a win streak that helped propel the team into the playoffs just a few short years ago.
In the shotgun with Jalen Warren to his left, and now Roman Wilson motions left to right across the formation. And here's the pitch to Warren to the left side, gets to the edge, crosses the 30, is tracked down by B.J. Hill, but gets out to the 32. Good, crisp 5-yard pickup on first down.
Right way you want to start this, right? You want to be able to start with positive yardage. Usually they say the first down run, you want 4 yards as the benchmark. Get a little bit better than that. Keep things manageable to where the whole menu's available to you as an offense, especially for Mason Rudolph.
9 carries, 59 yards for Jalen Warren in this game. He is to the right of Mason Rudolph. Spencer Anderson is checked in a very tight formation to the right as Rudolph gets a snap and gives, and this is up the middle to Warren, and Warren will pick up about 3 out to the 35-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 2.
Hey, this is still what you want. You want to be in that 3rd and short range because run is still an option and pass is still an option. Screen is an option as well for the Steelers offense. The biggest thing, though, you want to convert. Keep the drive alive. Team is 2 of 7 right now on 3rd downs. Want to try and get that to 3 for 8.
As we mentioned, we talked about that in the first half, the fewest 3rd down conversions by percentage in the NFL for the Steelers. They'd like to get one here as Mason Rudolph taps both sides of the helmet, walks up to the line of scrimmage. Gets a snap, back to pass, looking left, fires out to Gainwell in the left flat, and Gainwell has the grab, and Gainwell tracked down by Oren Burks, but not till he gets the first down, out close to the 38.
Benchmark check. Keep possession of the football and start to drive. So they've done the first part of it. Get out of the zone. Now the next phase, get across the 50. Get into position. So let's see this drive kind of pick up from where it left off in the 2-minute drill at the first half of this game.
Ball at the 37-yard line. Spencer Anderson remains in the game. He is to the right side of the formation as Rudolph gets a snap. Back to pass. Looking, will throw out to the right flat. Complete to Warren. Warren tries to bounce it outside, and he is taken down there by Jordan Battle. Looked like he might have had some room if he'd cut up. Tried to take it outside. Lost a couple yards, and he is hobbling to his feet.
Yeah, it looked a little nasty on the spin, the pirouette to take him down. And Jalen Warren was thinking about cutting it to the inside, opted for the outside, and then it was an awkward spin tackle to the ground, and I think the defender landed on the back of his legs as he was kind of spinning and twisting.
So Cam Taylor-Britt, by the way, defensively is out for the Bengals with a foot injury, the starting corner. It's a loss of 2 on the play. They're going to officially call it a loss of 1, but it's closer to 2. Ball marked just outside the 35-yard line of the Steelers, and Jalen Warren with some team officials around him. Some of the crew is kind of got an arm around him. He's walking off under his own power, but it's not quick for Jalen Warren right now. Walking all the way across the field. We've got a 53 and a 3rd yards wide. He had to walk about 50 to get to the sideline for the Steelers.
The furthest distance there for a guy dealing with a lower leg injury. So now Kenneth Gainwell enters the game, and now Caleb Johnson is now your key backup now on the sidelines. So your hope is a little small thing, and that he can come back to the contest because like you just said, I mean, he's been great on the ground. 9 rushes, 59 yards, greater than almost 6 yards a carry for Jalen Warren in this contest.
So Rudolph now. Empty set, gets a snap, back to pass, looking right, pumps, and now comes back to the left, looking, and throws incomplete. Nobody open. Tried to come back for Jonnu Smith, but really just threw that one away, and now it's going to be 3rd and 11 for the Steelers.
So not where you want to be, and, of course, losing a key member that probably could have changed those things, but tight coverage down the field everywhere you look. Pat Freiermuth covered up. Jonnu Smith covered up. DK Metcalf was lagging behind the rollout, so you couldn't really get an eye on him and look back across the defense.
Yeah, kind of broke open late, but by then Rudolph had checked off him to the left to Smith, and now a 3rd and 11 with the clock stopped, 9:18 remaining third quarter. Rudolph has Gainwell to his right. Bengals showing 5-man rush. And they will bring 4. Rudolph back to pass. Looking, fires, and he's got Roman Wilson off the left sideline. And Wilson on a deep cross has a first down out of the 47-yard line of the Bengals.
Beautiful protection by the offensive line, not fooled by the up movement of the linebacker trying to draw the guard and create a different level on Miles Murphy. But they stay off the ball, keep it wide open. Great scan by Mason. Like you said, Roman just broke off at the top of that route when everybody kind of went with DK running the streak and able to hit Roman Wilson past the sticks.
17-yard pickup ball marked just inside the 47-yard line of the Bengals. Rudolph in the shotgun has Caleb Johnson, who will get his first carry. A pitch to the right. Johnson off right side, just veers straight ahead and picks up, about 2, maybe 3. Give him 3 down to the 44-yard line, where it'll be a 2nd and 7.
And just a good job. Just get north. When in doubt, get north. Get positive yardage, because try and stretch it out wide. The pursuit and the lateral speed of this defense is greater than average, so you don't want to risk not getting any yards. So great job by Caleb Johnson. Just make a decision and go north.
8-10 and counting remaining as Gainwell and Caleb Johnson are both in the lineup here for the Steelers. Gainwell split out to the left. Rudolph in the shotgun. He has Caleb Johnson to his right. Now gesturing with his left hand, wants Gainwell to do that orbit motion back behind the formation. Snap, back to pass. Over the middle of the field and behind his intended receiver, and incomplete. Intended for Jonnu Smith. Dax Hill in coverage. It will be 3rd and 7.
That one actually looked like he hit Dax Hill in the back as he was kind of like almost like a box out drill. Like he kind of put his body up and kind of body checked Jonnu Smith out of the range of the ball to make sure that he wasn't able to try and reach back and try and make a play on the catch.
So 3rd and 7. In these conditions, you would not think this would be Chris Boswell field goal range. So the Steelers need to pick up a first down here to try to get some points on this drive. Rudolph back. Blitz coming. Lofts left down the sideline. Intended for Metcalf. Makes the grab and backs out of bounds along the left side. Flag comes in late. DJ Turner was pleading for offensive pass interference. Let's see what the call is going to be. That flag came in very, very late. And it's going to be offensive pass interference on DK Metcalf. Boy, DJ Turner pleaded his case.
Pass interference. Offense number 4. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
And I'm watching the play as it develops again. And DK right at the end has a little bit of a move, but it's like he's trying to position his body. There's no forward extension or full extension of the arms that would denote a pass interference. He kind of swatted the hands down of DJ Turner. So a bad call in my opinion, but what do I know? I'm just a guy that's broadcasting the games, and the referee apparently knows more than I do. But, man, that's a huge play that could have changed the field and changed your opportunities on that 3rd down.
Well, Turner was begging for the call and got it. Now the snap to Rudolph. Back to pass. Looking, throws underneath. Darnell Washington at the 50. Stiff arm rumbling towards the 40 and stretching and picks up the first down. Darnell Washington, just a little check down pass, and the big man picks up the first down for the Steelers.
Listen, a lot of business decisions by guys in white shirts as Darnell Washington just absolutely bowled over everybody.
17-yard pickup. Rudolph moving the team briskly in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking, throws underneath, and this is DK Metcalf. Metcalf starts to the right, cuts back to the left, lunges forward, taken down by Battle, close to a first down. And let's see what they mark it. Looks like about a 9-yard pickup for now. Let's see if they'll give him the full 10. Nope, they're going to say just short. So Rudolph, once again, no huddle. Barkin got instructions, settles back into the shotgun, gets a snap, back to pass, looking right. Now coming back left. Now we'll throw back right again. This is Metcalf. Metcalf with a reception inside the 20 and down to the 19-yard line. First down for the Steelers.
Love this fast pace of play by Mason Rudolph and the decision-making.
The Steelers are now entering the Heinz red zone. During Steelers season, it has to be Heinz. So a couple of key third down pickups have led now to a 12th play on this drive for the Steelers. Their first drive of the second half. Caleb Johnson is checked in. 6:10 and counting remaining in this third quarter. Steelers up 10-9. Rudolph under center. Power to the left of the formation. Rudolph will bring Wilson in motion left to right. Gets a snap. Will give to Caleb Johnson off left guard. Goes straight up the middle and surging forward down to the 11-yard line. A pickup of 8 on first down.
I'm loving this frenetic pace that the Steelers are playing at. And Mason, you have to remember, Mason Rudolph, back in 2021, I don't know if we remember this, Ben Roethlisberger gets diagnosed with COVID, has to miss the game. Mason Rudolph got no practice, came into that game against Detroit in the rain, in windy conditions, and threw the ball 50 times in the game. So he's a guy who's well adept at throwing in adverse conditions, but also this is the job of a backup quarterback. Come in, know what you need to do, and execute.
Jalen Warren to the right, and the setback is Jonnu Smith. Mason Rudolph now wants a timeout. That was an unusual I formation with Washington, Smith behind him, and Warren in the right slot. So the Steelers call a timeout as they didn't like that look at all at the line of scrimmage. And we go downstairs to Missy Matthews. Missy?
Well, guys, good to see number 30, Jalen Warren, back into the game. He is dealing with an ankle injury. It looks like they taped up his left ankle. We were originally told questionable to return, but as you see, he is in there as this drive continues to go on. Rob?
Yep, now checks back out. Missy, thank you very much, as Caleb Johnson will come in. But good to see that they even put him out on the field as Spencer Anderson checks in. And Caleb Johnson will be the running back here. Anderson ineligible on this play as the Steelers will go with the jumbo package. 5:13 remaining here in the third quarter. Steelers coming off a timeout, officially calling it 2nd and 3. Have to get inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. Caleb Johnson, the lone setback, gets the pitch to the right and some trouble there, but able to at least break a tackle and avoid a loss and get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe pick up a foot or so.
So one of the things that, as I'm watching the dynamics of this play, I feel like if you're going to have Spencer Anderson in, he's a wing back in that moment. I would love to have him just be on the line tight end and use the wing as Darnell Washington. So you get Spencer Anderson up a little bit closer, even though he's in that 2-point position, if you're going to be running, because at least it creates on the double team blocks, it creates more continuity between the tackle and that tight end to be able to create that lane for the outside zone.
3 tight end look, but they're all spread out here for Mason Rudolph, who is in the shotgun by himself. The Bengals showing some blitz here. They're going to bring it. Rudolph gets a snap, back to pass, looking, rolling out to the right, looking, and now just flings it away to avoid the sack. Was under pressure, and the Steelers will send out Chris Boswell and the field goal unit.
Yeah, Joseph Asai on the pressure to the outside. Once you break contain, it's tough for a tackle to really stay engaged with the guy, so you try and keep him within that quote-unquote picket fence in the tackle box. But once you go outside, that's where it becomes rough, and Mason Rudolph making the smart decision, trying to wait for Darnell Washington to break it in, has to throw it away, but did not take the sack, which is the key thing.
So set up on the right hash, a 30-yard field goal attempt for Chris Boswell, who also has a 25-yarder to his credit thus far in the game. This to extend the Steelers' lead back to 4. Snap, hold, kick, up, kick, good. And at the 4:16 mark of the third quarter, the Steelers enjoying a 13-9 lead. Steelers football continues from Acrisure Stadium right after this.
Steelers fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day, too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a pro or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Planting a tree? Putting in a new sprinkler system? Digging a trench? No matter the project, if it involves digging, Pennsylvania 811 wants to remind you to call 811 before you dig. It's the law and it ensures your safety by steering you clear of underground lines and cables you can't see running right beneath you. Remember, every dig counts. Don't let what's buried beneath the ground surprise you. Find out more at PA1call.org. PA1call.org. Stay safe. Call 811 before you start digging.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrissure's Extraordinary Advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.
I do pretty much everything on my phone. Shopping, socializing, even banking, which is why I love my Northwest Bank app. It features things like spending alerts to help keep my online purchases in check, security features to lock my debit card if it ever goes missing. Hey, it happens. And my favorite, early pay, which lets me get paid up to 2 days early. Yep, no more waiting till Friday to get paid for me.
For checking with all the digital tools you want, go to Northwest.com. Member FDIC. Northwest Bank. For what's next.
Steelers football happens here. The Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network. We now pause for station identification on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
We'll talk about this game starting tomorrow with the DVE Morning Show. Then, all week, we get you ready for the next game on your radio home of the Steelers, WDVE, Pittsburgh.
The Steelers convert a 30-yard Chris Boswell field goal on a 15-play, 61-yard drive that took 7 minutes and 37 seconds. 4:16 remains here in the third quarter. The Steelers enjoying a 13-9 lead. Here's Boswell with the run-up and the kick, and it's going to be taken by Charlie Jones at his own 7-yard line on the near side of the field, angling toward the middle, finds a crease. He's upended as he crosses the 30 and gets out to the 32. Jabril Peppers on the tackle for the Steelers on special teams.
And we need it. We need it. Defense, once again, has to come up, step up. Did a great job in that last drive to really thwart them from getting into the end zone after that big Chase Brown run that put them in great position. Stiffen allowed for a field goal to happen, but now we need to stop here, and we need for this offense to kind of get back on the field. So if they could steal a possession here, would be great at this moment.
Flacco under center as Chase Brown behind him as the lone setback. Tight bunch of three to the right, and now motion man right to left. Here's the handoff to Brown. Going to try to bounce it out to the left. He is tracked down by Harrison and finished off by Queen. So nice job by those linebackers to stop him for a loss of a yard on the play.
And I like the mindset here of bringing in the third linebacker. This is more of a 4-3 type of front, so you have Queen, Harrison, and Wilson in there. They just removed him now. Second and long situation, probably 11 personnel. But I like that idea of changing it up a little bit.
Want to give Pierre credit, too, for coming up and setting the edge there. He's played a good game in coverage and a nice job there of turning Brown inside where he lost a yard. Well, I'm going to say officially no gain, so 2nd and 10. Flacco in the shotgun. He has Brown to his right. Flacco gets a snap back, hit from the backside as he throws to Yoshivash. Ball is free, and Patrick Queen picks it up, and they're going to say incomplete. Looked like they had a strip perhaps there, but a whistle blown. It's an incomplete pass.
And I was waiting for it. I was ready to receive all of those blessings. He had 2 feet down, and he made a football move.
Jalen Ramsey came and stripped it clean.
That is tough. And then the perfect bounce up to Patrick Queen into his belly in stride.
And Mike Tomlin wants to see if he can throw the challenge flag, but doesn't here now on a 3rd and 10. Steelers looking to get off the field. Fans up, towels waving. Flacco gets the snap. Back to pass. Has time. Steps up, throws to the right to Fant. Fant makes the grab, shrugs off a couple tackles, and gets out to the 47-yard line. Steelers had 2 opportunities to bring him down short of the 40. Instead, Fant shrugs off those attempts and picks up a first down.
And now Brandon Echols looks like he's taking a quick little timeout. Had to come up again after trying to make the attempt on Fant. And Noah Fant doing his best Darnell Washington impression there. Of course, not as dramatic, but still just as effective in getting the first down.
So a slow walk off the field here. And the Steelers using this time as Cam Hayward also moving off the field and walking off. So the Steelers have to adjust themselves here defensively. Looks like they have the full complement of players out there in the field. As at the 3:03 mark, clock stops. So the Steelers now break the defensive huddle. The Bengals break the offensive huddle, and Flacco will come out under center as Chase Brown is a lone setback. Flacco gets the snap. Will give to Brown off the left side. Brown finds a bit of a crease, and now exploits that to pick up close to 5 yards out to midfield.
Yeah, looked to be about a 4-yard gain there by Steelers went on that one with more of a 4-3 construction or 2-5, however you want to count it in that moment. But Malik Harrison was in the middle of that defense with Queen and Wilson, and now he retreats off the field.
Yeah, Eccles is able to check back into the game, so that's a good sign. Taj Brooks is in for the Bengals in their backfield next to Flacco in the shotgun. 2nd and 6, ball at the 49-yard line of the Steelers. 2:12 and counting remaining here. Bengals moving left to right in this third quarter. Flacco throws the long out to Higgins, and Higgins makes the catch. Is taken down by Pierre, but it's at the 36-yard line of the Steelers along the right sideline, and it's a first down for the Bengals.
And that one, just an easy pitch and catch. T. Higgins just ran a little stop route on the outside, and Joe Flacco caught him in stride with Brandon Eccles blitzing off the edge in that moment. So, the rule is as a quarterback, you throw where they blitz because they do not have a replacement normally that fast.
1:40 and counting. Flacco under center gets a snap, gives to Brown. Brown tries the middle of the field, and he is stood up. Joey Porter Jr. and Brandon Eccles make the stop for no gain at the 35-yard line.
And then Malik Harrison just comes and Bam Bam Bigelow's the end of that one. As they're standing him up, they can't get him down. And Malik Harrison makes sure that he sits down Chase Brown.
I picked up about a foot or so. They're going to give him a yard and call it 2nd and 9. Have to get down to the 26-yard line. The ball set at the 35 of the Steelers on the right hash. 1:03 and counting remaining in the first half. Bengals again moving left to right in front of us. Flacco empty set, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. The Steelers will bring 5-man pressure. Flacco steps up, crossing pattern, but it's batted away at the line of scrimmage, intended for Chase, who's been very quiet thus far, and that's knocked down at the line of scrimmage to bring up a 3rd and long.
Well off of his pace of 23 targets in the previous game. He has been an emphasis trying to limit what Jamar Chase can do on the game, receiving. Jamar Chase 6 targets, 2 catches for 14 yards.
So now a 3rd and 9. Edge of field goal range here in these conditions for the Bengals. Crowd up, towels waving. 51 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Flacco gets his snap, back to pass. Steelers bringing 5. Flacco over the middle of the field. It's picked off. It's Duggar. Duggar to the 40-yard line. Racing across the 50 to the 40. Looking for a block from Herbig. Gets it streaking down the left sideline. Makes Chase miss and waltzes into the end zone. Duggar, a 72-yard interception return for a touchdown for the Steelers.
Oh, Rob, I called for it. I said we need something to help this team out, and this defense gets a takeaway. But not only that, you put the exclamation point on that by returning it for a touchdown. And my goodness, welcome Kyle Duggar to the Steelers. That's a very awesome moment.
Officially a 74-yard return for a touchdown for the Steelers as Boswell on to try the extra point with 37 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. Here's the snap. The kick by Boswell is up. That kick is good. And Kyle Duggar on the 74-yard return with 37 seconds left in the third quarter has put the Steelers up by the score of 20-9.
Rob King here for Caliente Pizza and Draft House. Offenses can't move the ball when they get stuffed by the defense, and you won't move off the couch after you get stuffed by the Caliente Stuffed Crust Pizza. Right now, just $22 for a large 2-topping at Caliente, the official pizza of WDVE.
Hey Pittsburgh, this is Will Howard with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know what teamwork and a winning tradition are all about, and so does the team at Calusi Chevrolet. Having been in business for over 107 years, they know what it takes to keep customers coming back year after year. Things like great pricing, great selection, and great service after the sale. So take it from me, Will Howard. There's never been a better time to buy or better dealer to buy from. Calusi Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
The Hep C Cure Squad is here for your protection. Cause if you are uncertain, my suggestion is get tested. The time is now, find your nearest local clinic. What's exquisite, if it's hard for you to travel, they do home visits. You're not alone, listen, they're here to help. You deserve to focus on your future well-being and health. This next line is tremendously important. You don't have to pay a dime, a single cent, or need insurance. Doctor family. Don't you ever doubt me. Come and get your cure from Central Outreach. Ever doubt me, come and get your cure from Central Outreach.
Where the average Joe can buy like a pro. CGR Wholesale.
You win every time you buy from CGR Wholesale Roofing and Siding Supply Center. The team there is your first line of defense. They'll help you save time and money with their powerful fleet of delivery trucks, and their new showroom is now open. Score big with Provia Siding, Owens Corning Shingles, Trex and TimberTech Decking, and more. They've got everything you need under one roof to get you to the red zone. Check them out online at cgrwholesaleroofing.com.
With more than 100 diverse consulting offerings, Schneider Downs doesn't focus on what service to provide, but rather what problems they can help you solve. Tax and accounting, digital consulting and cybersecurity, risk management, and financial advisory. Learn more at schneiderdowns.com.
Listen after the game for the Mike Tomlin press conference on DVE.
The Steelers now have a 20-9 lead over the Bengals thanks to a Kyle Duggar pick six. And ironically, guys, the last defensive score for the Steelers came in the form of a 21-yard fumble recovery at Cincinnati by Peyton Wilson in December of 2024. Rob.
Missy, thank you very much. Began the broadcast by talking about how the Steelers need to make some splash plays, get some turnovers. They not only get some turnovers, they get some points as well. Here's the kickoff to Charlie Jones, taking it his own 9-yard line, heading to the left, trying to get to the edge. Is going to get there, but a flag comes in as Peppers angles him out of bounds around the 35-yard line. However, there's a flag.
Return. Holding. Receiving team number 87. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And that's on Tanner Hudson, the backup tight end. The Kyle Duggar pick six was the Northwest switch of possession play. Listen to Michelle Michaels tomorrow for the cue to call in. Tell her the Northwest Bank switch of possession play and win a $100 Visa gift card courtesy of Northwest Bank, the team that brings you expert advice right in your neighborhood. Go to northwest.com. Northwest Bank for what's next. And TJ Watt exhorting the crowd to get up and get those towels waving, and they respond, and they're up, they're waving. And with 31 seconds left, the Bengals have the ball following that penalty at their own 23-yard line. Milton is next to Flacco in the shotgun. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. To give to Milton on the delay off right guard. He is hit near the line of scrimmage, and now a swarm of tacklers led by Y.A. Black and Patrick Queen stop him after a pickup of about 3.
Oh, Big Daddy doing a great job working on center Ted Karras. Disengages to Karras's right, the offensive right, defensive left. It just is a great job. And now we are at the end of the quarter, so fourth quarter action underway very soon.
And it's time to make the switch to the fourth quarter, brought to you by Northwest Bank. Explore checking that lets you get paid up to 2 days early. Northwest Bank for what's next. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. With a score, the Steelers 20, the Bengals 9. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
I do pretty much everything on my phone. Shopping, socializing, even banking, which is why I love my Northwest Bank app. It features things like spending alerts to help keep my online purchases in check, security features to lock my debit card if it ever goes missing. Hey, it happens. And my favorite, early pay, which lets me get paid up to 2 days early. Yep, no more waiting till Friday to get paid for me.
For checking with all the digital tools you want, go to northwest.com. Member FDIC. Northwest Bank for what's next.
In Pittsburgh, toughness isn't just on the field, it's in our DNA. At U.S. Steel, we've been making American-made steel for nearly 125 years. Strong, resilient, and built to perform under pressure. From stadiums and skyscrapers to the cars and appliances you count on every day, our steel powers progress. Proudly forged in the heart of steel country, U.S. Steel is built for what's next, because in Pittsburgh, we know what it takes to win. U.S. Steel, American-made, Pittsburgh proud.
Chalk Talk, presented by Giant Eagle, airs live on 102.5 DVE from the Market District in Robinson every Tuesday with Steelers wide receiver Calvin Austin III. Stop out for your chance to win game tickets to meet number 19. Chalk Talk, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. for Market District on DVE.
Score big at Don's Appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with Whirlpool and KitchenAid appliances. Perfect for tailgate snacks and halftime feasts. Get free next day delivery and guaranteed lowest prices. Shop DonsAppliances.com.
Football is all about protection. Protect the ball, the QB, the lead. With Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace, you can protect yourself. with high-quality health coverage, so you're not blindsided by medical bills. It's open enrollment time for all Pennsylvanians to apply, shop, and enroll at penny.com. That's PENNIE.com. Deadline is December 15th. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Your home for the Steelers. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
And the start of the fourth quarter is brought to you by Hyde Park. Thank you, Pittsburgh, for voting Hyde Park best steak in the city. Ball at the 26-yard line of the Bengals. Just really across the 25-yard line, more like a 2-yard pickup on that run. So it's second and a long 7. The Steelers enjoying a 20-9 lead. The Bengals moving right to left in front of us. Cloudy and windy here at Acrisure Stadium. Flacco has Chase Brown to his right. 2 receivers split to each side of the formation. Steelers showing a 4-man front. Flacco gets a snap. Back to pass. Steelers bringing 4. Flacco steps up, hit as he throws, and a deep out to the right side is complete to T. Higgins. Just had time to get that off for a first down all the way out to the 46-yard line. A pickup of 20.
And Joe Flacco was under a lot of duress, just sailed the ball up there. Great job by T. Higgins to sit down underneath Kyle Duggar, just a second too late on the coverage, but a big first down play near midfield.
Zasazio Tomewo with the pressure for the Steelers, but didn't get home, and now a 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of the Bengals. Flacco gets a snap. Back to pass. Looking, throws underneath. This is Chase Brown. Brown breaks 1 tackle, and Tomewo is able to track him down after a pickup of about 8 down close to the 45-yard line of the Steelers.
Now what you want? You want to slow down, just rush somebody, timeout, or somebody injured?
Looks like somebody's hurt. I can't see who, though. Looks like Kyle Duggar.
Oh.
No, I beg your pardon. It's Eccles. Eccles, remember, who left the game a little bit earlier. So,
yeah, behind that, from our vantage point, behind the offensive line of the Bengals was covering that one up. And looks like they're checking out.
Yeah, so he's down in the field. I couldn't even see him from here, but yeah, they've just helped him up and will help him off the field here with 14-11 remaining in the fourth quarter, and with the score of the Steelers 20, the Bengals 9. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Ford F-Series, a name you'll remember. They're the best-selling trucks in America and the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers, capable of towing, hauling, and being the MVP of your game day tailgate. They're here to help you score big. Go to neighborhoodfordstore.com and enter for a chance to win an F-150. You might just become the talk of Steelers Nation. F-Series, the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh.
It's Max Starks for my friends at Clearview Federal Credit Union. Clearview is here to help you reach your financial goals and support our community every step of the way. This season, they're giving back through Touchdowns for Hope, donating $500 to Light of Life Rescue Mission for every Pittsburgh touchdown. That's just one way Clearview shows up for those who need it most. Visit clearviewfcu.org/touchdown to learn more and open an account today. That's clearviewfcu.org/touchdown.
This year's senior class, adults 65 and older, is booked and busy. Holiday trips, homecoming events, class reunions. So they're showing up protected with mNEXSpike, the new COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna, because older adults face the highest risk of severe illness from COVID. mNEXSpike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA, is a COVID-19 vaccine for people 65 and older and for 12 to 64-year-olds at high risk for severe COVID. You shouldn't get mNEXSpike if you've had an allergic reaction to a previous Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Rare cases of inflammation of the heart muscle and outer lining have been reported. Common side effects include pain at the injection site, tiredness, headache, muscle or joint pain, chills, nausea, vomiting, and underarm swelling or soreness. mNEXSpike may not protect everyone. It's not too late to protect yourself with a COVID-19 vaccine. mNEXSpike from Moderna, here for the senior class. Visit mnexspike.com to find a vaccine near you. That's mnexspike.com.
We bleed black and gold. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Stay tuned after the game for the Mike Tomlin post-game press conference, brought to you by your neighborhood Ford show. The F-150 is the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Brandon Eccles off and being examined on the sideline for the Steelers. A 2nd and 3 for the Bengals as Flacco gets a snap. Will give to Chase Brown off the left side. Tackled immediately by Peyton Wilson and picks up about 2 yards as he stretched forward down to the 44. It'll be a 3rd and 1 from the 44-yard line of the Steelers.
Yeah, short. I mean, I'm looking at it. It looks like it's almost on the 43. Okay, they readjust. I was like, wait a second. They put it beyond the sticks for a first down. They move it back and narrowly. I'm talking about 6 inches maybe, Kinger.
So it's 3rd and 1, and Flacco is going to be set up in the shotgun here for now. Gets a snap. Will give a delay to Brown, and Brown is hit right at the line of scrimmage. I beg your pardon, that's Milton who was in at the running back position, and he stopped, hit in the backfield, and dropped for no gain in the play. And now Jamar Chase has got the face mask of somebody. Is that Jalen Ramsey that he's got a hold of the face mask?
Yeah, it looks like it. And everybody's in a tight scrum.
So there's a flag in the Steelers secondary. And Bill Vinovich is trying to get the two sides separated. Now he's going to talk to the back judge. Vinovich, the veteran referee, wants to make sure they get this call right. Let's see what it's going to be. Right now, 4th and 1, pending the outcome of this call.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct by both teams. Defense number 5, offense number 1. They both count to the first with regard to disqualification.
So that means it is indeed 4th and 1. So after the play, the
4th down.
There we go. Thank you. The official confirmation. Ramsey and Chase battling a little bit, and now a 4th and 1, and the Bengals going for it on the Steelers' 44-yard line. Chase Brown is checked into the game.
And they subbed in big personnel. Cody Ford has come in for the Bengals as the jumbo tight end, as well as big personnel goal line type defense for the Steelers.
And they have run some quarterback sneaks here with Flacco, who is under center behind Ted Karras. Now kneels down, play set to begin. Motion man going to set up right behind Flacco. Flacco trying to bark out, and now he's going to change the play. Touches both sides of the helmet. 15 on the play clock. Brings a man in motion. That's Chase. Hard count for Flacco. Still waiting. Touches both sides of the helmet again. Settles back under center. Crowd is roaring in Acrisure. 3, 2, 1, and the Bengals will not snap it. They'll call a timeout instead, and the crowd roaring its approval of the Steelers defense just holding its water with all those different looks.
Oh, all the different formations. You saw a couple, and now is that Jalen Ramsey
man,
again?
They're doing it again. Got to be careful.
I hope both of them don't get well, I don't need Jalen Ramsey to disqualify. I don't care if Jamar Chase does, but geez, this is another one on both. Oh, yeah.
Well, Chase doesn't have his helmet on.
Yeah, we're probably going to lose both guys in this. Jalen Ramsey getting taken away by 4 different Steeler players, and Jamar Chase no helmet on his own side in this situation. Cam Hayward trying to plead his case to the referees as well.
Let's get the call here from Bill Vinovich. A very important call. Now hands on hips. He doesn't appear as if he's quite ready. Here he comes.
Personal foul. Defense number 5. Number 5 has been disqualified for throwing a punch. 4th down.
And now Ramsey is still being constrained. And I don't know why he said 4th down. If this is a penalty against Ramsey, this should be a 1st down.
And
correction, 15 yards, automatic 1st down.
They corrected him. Jamar Chase comes back towards Jalen Ramsey and is trying to entice him the entire time.
Well, Ramsey is...
Yeah, he can't... Darrell Young has come out there to try and take him off the field.
Joey Porter Jr.
Jr.'s walking him off.
Ramsey still has some things to say as he's still not even over to the white chalk yet, and still standing on the field of play. And the officials are hearing a serenade by the Steelers fans here at Acrisure, but that's not a good turn of events for the Steelers on a 4th down. I don't know whether the Bengals would have come out and gone for it there or not. We're getting another look at it here on the replay, and Ramsey grabbed a hold of Chase's face mask. I don't know whether Chase said something.
That looks to be the
that was
second time. Where does the throw come at, the punch?
So 2 plays in a row, those two went at it. The ball right now is marked at the 44-yard line, and so I don't know why they haven't marched it forward 15 yards. Well, this is taking a while to sort out. The officials are trying to make sure they get it correct. Oh, they are going to march it off now. Well, Jalen Ramsey is gone for the game.
And that's a huge blow for this defense. No Juan Thornhill. Remember, he was not allowed in there. I don't see a punch. He went to go grab the face mask, and they interpreted it as a punch towards Jamar Chase.
I think either way he would have gotten personal foul there, Max. I mean, he grabbed him by the face mask after the play was over.
And Jamar Chase kept inciting, so there was a taunting there by him that perpetuated that I felt like should have been addressed as well.
So not only is Ramsey out, but the Bengals have a first down. Remember, it was a 4th and 1 at their own 44. They chose not to run a play and try to go for it on 4th down. Now, whether they would have after a timeout remains to be seen, but well, actually, we'll never know, will we?
No, we'll never know.
It's marched off 15 yards. 12:54 remains here in the fourth quarter, and the Bengals are in business with a 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Flacco under center. Crowd roaring. They're trying to get in the head of the Bengals here and try to exhort the Steelers defense into coming up with a stop. Flacco gets a snap. Back to pass. Stepping up. Throws underneath. It's complete to Fant, who is hit hard at the 24-yard line. He was absolutely drilled by Kyle Duggar, but it's still a pickup of 5 yards down to the 24-yard line.
That was a punishing hit to Noah Fant. Kyle Duggar dug in on that one.
Under 12 and a half minutes remaining here in this fourth quarter. Steelers up 20-9. Big turn of events with Jalen Ramsey being ejected after back-to-back personal fouls and an automatic first down for the Bengals. 9 in the play clock. Flacco in the shotgun has Brown to his right. Higgins will motion left to right. 1 in the play clock, and now the Bengals will have to use a second timeout on this drive with 12:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Love the intensity of the crowd. That was a great job by them to force that second timeout of the Bengals.
So 12:10 remains in the fourth quarter. Steelers leading 20-9. You're listening to Steelers football on the Steelers Audio Network.
The black and gold faithful always travel well to see the team on the road. And now Caliente and DVE give you a chance to become a road warrior. We're teaming up to send 2 lucky fans to watch the black and gold take on Detroit on December 21st in the Motor City. The winner receives tickets, airfare, and hotel stay for 2, plus a Caliente gift card. From Caliente, 7-time World Pizza Champions, and now the official pizza of WDVE. Deadline to enter is November 30th. Register at any Caliente location or at dve.com.
Beat the rush and get great deals during the Jeep Black Friday sales event. Now, well-qualified current FCA lessees get an ultra-low mileage lease on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4 for $379 a month for 42 months with $3,039 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra, no security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 26,250. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery from dealer stock by 12/1. Jeep is a registered trademark.
We see you. Your calendar's color-coded. Your outfit for tomorrow is already laid out. You have everything in Tupperware labeled in your fridge. You buy in bulk. You meal prep. You know what you're doing in 2027. You're a planner. And we're here to say you don't have to do it all. S&T Bank makes banking easy. From our friendly team to our online and mobile solutions, we do more so you can do less. Stop by your local branch, visit stbank.com, or call 800-325-2265. S&T Bank. Member FDIC.
At Washington and Jefferson College, we don't just equip you for what's next. We empower you to adapt and thrive. At W&J, bold academics meet professors who coach you to succeed. Real-world experience is built into every major. So when you graduate, you're not just ready, you're game ready. Schedule your campus visit today at washjeff.edu. That's washjeff.edu, and see where your journey begins. Washington and Jefferson College, where you learn to adapt to any challenge and thrive in the ever-changing world.
Listen after the game for the Mike Tomlin press conference on DVE.
Here are the latest NFL scores brought to you by Clearview Federal Credit Union. Financial advice is closer than you think. All in the fourth quarter, Atlanta over Carolina 21-19. Buffalo is now trailing Tampa in a back-and-forth game 32-31. Jacksonville pounding the Chargers 35-10. Chicago over Minnesota. We'll see them next week, the Bears. Bears leading 16-10. The Giants a 1-point lead over the Packers 20-19. And Houston on top of Tennessee 13-6. Here at Acrisure, 12-10 remains fourth quarter. Steelers enjoying a 20-9 lead. Bengals marching at the ball 2nd and 5 at the Steelers 24, moving right to left in front of us. Flacco with his crowd loud, looking for a stop. Taps both sides of the helmet. Now gets the snap. Gives on the delay to Chase Brown. Brown goes off left guard. Is bottled up around the 21-yard line. So a pickup of about 3 will bring up 3rd and 2.
And physicality. We've seen so many shifts here. You know, emotionally, the fans are upset. Teammates are upset. It'd be none better than to get a 3rd down stop here on the Bengals and hold them to a field goal in this opportunity now that they're nearing the red zone, about 1.5 yards outside of the edges of the red zone.
Bengals are 5 of 11 on 3rd down. Flacco's emptied the set. Has 2 receivers to the left, and now will step up to the line of scrimmage to communicate. Chase Brown motions to join him to the left in the shotgun. Gets a snap, gives on the delay to Chase Brown. Brown close to 1st down yardage. Looks like he's got enough across the 19 down to the 18, just straight up the middle on the handoff before Chuck Clark can make the stop.
That's tough. Fresh set of downs. They get just enough yardage. Cam Hayward trying to hold him backwards. Peyton Wilson also in on the attempt, but Chuck Clark's the one that stopped the legs of Brown.
Under 11 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Keep in mind, again, this drive has seen Jalen Ramsey ejected for the game. There's no Aaron Rodgers if you're joining us just now. Mason Rudolph leads a touchdown drive for the Steelers, or leads a field goal drive, then the Duggar interception for a touchdown. Flacco back to pass, throwing to the right, incomplete, intended for Chase, and skipped it in there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 10. So a lot of subplots going on right now. You don't have Jalen Ramsey on defense. You don't have Aaron Rodgers on offense. You're trying to cling to this 20-9 lead here against the Bengals.
And the Bengals, I'm still flabbergasted by the call and that decision. Then also TJ Watt gets punched in the head on that previous play. Nothing there. So, you know, you just look at this, and this is just very sloppy play late. You just hope the Steelers can come out the other side of this fist fight.
10th play of the drive. Brown motions to the left, empty set for Flacco. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left as he gets a snap. Back, under pressure, down he goes. He is sacked by Nick Herbig, back at the 25-yard line.
Oh, what a beautiful jump on Orlando Brown in the snap count by Herbig, who does almost like a swim and a dip at the same time, comes almost unabated and just knocks out Flacco on that play. Great job by Nick Herbig,
who is now your Steelers sack leader with 6.5 sacks. And a big one there forces a 3rd and 17 for the Bengals. We hit the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Flacco has an empty set. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Oh, the towels are waving here at Acrisure Stadium. Snap for Flacco and a whistle, and it looks like a false start on Mims, I believe.
Yep. Or on Amarius Mims. Got a little nervous with number 90 across from him.
Play game. Offense.
Oh.
Number 16. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Well, they just got off the last snap with 1 on the play clock.
We'll take it.
Absolutely.
Hey, still a 5-yard penalty, whether it's a false start or whether it's delay of game in that moment.
And keep in mind, too, windy conditions. Looks like the wind may have died down a little bit, but still, field goals not easy here. The Steelers would like to force a long field goal attempt from McPherson. 3rd and 22. This crowd is as loud as it's been all game, maybe all season, looking for a stop here. Flacco lifts the leg, gets a snap, back to pass. Steps up into the pocket, throws towards the right part of the end zone, intended for Chase. Good coverage, incomplete, out of bounds. Echols was a deep man. Porter had him underneath, and McPherson will come on to try a long field goal for the Bengals.
8 targets for Jamar Chase, still only 2 catches. Great job by this Steelers defense to step up and take a major target from Joe Flacco this entire contest. they've done a great job, but obviously we still have 9 minutes and 45 seconds left. But another good job there and another third down stop by the Steelers defense.
48-yard field goal attempt for McPherson, trying right to left, has not missed a kick under 50 all season long. Here's the snap, here's the hold, here's the boot, and that kick is up and curls inside the right upright and good for McPherson. 9:41 remains in the fourth quarter. Acrisure Stadium, Steelers football continues with the score. The Steelers 20, the Bengals 12.
Ford F-Series, a name you'll remember. They're the best-selling trucks in America and the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers, capable of towing, hauling, and being the MVP of your game day tailgate. They're here to help you score big. Go to neighborhoodfordstore.com and enter for a chance to win an F-150. You might just become the talk of Steelers Nation. F-Series, the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh.
Is your business looking for local and national health coverage? If you have more than 50 employees, UPMC Health Plan has something new for you. UPMC National Access. UPMC National Access gives employees access to the top-ranked doctors and hospitals of UPMC, along with nationwide access through the Cigna Healthcare PPO network for the quality, affordable coverage that your company deserves, locally and nationally. Choose UPMC Health Plan.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Steelers tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Steelers.
Confluence Financial Partners provides financial guidance that balances living fully today, preparing confidently for tomorrow, and securing what matters most. As your partner in wealth management and a proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, they act as the quarterback of your financial plan, helping you navigate life's transitions and milestones. Your legacy deserves more than a plan. It deserves a partner. Discover how Confluence Financial Partners can help you build yours at confluencefp.com.
Steelers football happens here. The Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network. We now pause for station identification on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
We'll talk about this game starting tomorrow with the DVE Morning Show. Then, all week, we get you ready for the next game on your radio home of the Steelers, WDVE, Pittsburgh.
12-play, 47-yard drive for the Bengals. Took up 5:56. The result, a 48-yard McPherson field goal. And the lead for the Steelers has been trimmed to 20-12 at the 9:41 mark here of the fourth quarter. Bengals did use 2 timeouts if you're looking ahead on that drive on a fourth down, and then later to avoid a delay of game penalty. Here's McPherson with the kickoff. It's going to be over the head of Gainwell and through the end zone, and so it lands in the end zone. That means the Steelers will have the ball at their own 40-yard line. So good news there for the Steelers, and Gainwell is trotting right to the huddle, so that means Jalen Warren won't be in at least to begin this drive. So no Aaron Rodgers. We have Jalen Warren dealing with an ankle injury. No Jalen Ramsey on defense for the Steelers and trying to hang on to this lead and hopefully add to it here.
So I just want to make sure, clarification, the new dynamic rule goes into the end zone 35-yard line, not the 40. I
beg your pardon, yeah, 35.
If it goes out of bounds without
it's
hitting
the 40.
the land area,
That's correct.
It's the 40. So
thank you.
Just for clarification and journalistic integrity.
You are exactly correct, and correcting your partner, too, which is always well appreciated. Play action pass by Rudolph, rolling out to his right, throws the Gainwell on the right flat, and Gainwell scurries up the right sideline and out of bounds at about the 42, so a nice pickup of 7 yards. That's 7 because they started at the 35, which is where they marked the ball.
Boy, math is mathing up here in this booth right now, which I can appreciate.
So it's the 2nd and 3. Thanks once again for making sure we're correct on that call. It's the most important thing always. Ball's at the right hash as Mason Rudolph and the Steelers break the huddle. Clock rolling here, 9-10 and counting. 10 on the play clock. Motion man left to right is Roman Wilson. Snap to Rudolph, the give to Gainwell on the delay. Starts left, cuts back to the right, stretches forward, and just short of a first down at about the 44.5-yard line.
I mean, we're talking about, like, not even. I mean, I can't even tell the ref's foot where the line is. Like, we're talking about 3 or 4 inches from that line for the Steelers. So a third and very short.
Now the snap and the give to Gainwell, and Gainwell on a late surge will pick up the first down. Boy, he was hit right at the line of scrimmage and able to keep the legs churning and pick up the first down.
And here's a question that we have. How healthy is Jaylen Warren? He is on the sidelines with his helmet on the sidelines. But like you said, the first couple of plays here, Kenneth Gainwell's been taking the snaps.
Here's the snap now to Rudolph. Back to pass. Looking, throws left. And incomplete, intended for DK Metcalf. Short hopped it, had him open at the 35-yard line and just needed a little more air under that ball.
I mean, good decision, but, man, Kenneth Gainwell was sitting right underneath. They'd cleared out the middle, almost in a Tampa 2 type of drop for the middle backer. So if you would have thrown it to Kenneth Gainwell, you could have had some nice yards after the catch if he IDs him. But DK Metcalf also in that soft spot in the zone on the sideline. So not bad decision either way, just need to get the ball there.
Clock stops at the 8:11 mark. Ball at their own 46-yard line for the Steelers on the right hash as they break the huddle, moving left to right in front of us. Anderson is checked into the game. He's on the left side of the formation with Washington. Rudolph taps both sides of the helmet, goes back under center. Gets the snap, and now a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense number 2. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So this is where my frustration comes in. You're the home team. Plays are coming in concert. Is the play coming in late before they're breaking that huddle, or what? Because you should not have a delay of game at home. I get it away from home. You're away, loud crowd. You're trying to communicate pre-snap, but at home you shouldn't have those type of issues.
So a 2nd and 15 now for the Steelers with the ball at their own 41-yard line. Rudolph has 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. All 3 receivers to the left, by the way, are tight ends, and thrown out quickly to Darnell Washington on the tight end screen, and lowers the shoulder, barrels through 1, and gets out to the 45-yard line. A modest pickup of 4, but it's just entertaining watching men much smaller than Darnell try to tackle Darnell.
And Dax Hill was holding on for dear life, like a weight at the end of a truck pull competition, and that's the only way you're going to stop him is to try and, tackle up the legs a little bit. Because Darnell Washington, if you try and tackle him up top, you are getting deflected real quickly.
Yeah, Josh Newton was deflected on that tackle attempt. Rebutted. But 3rd and 11 here now for the Steelers with the ball at the 45-yard line. 7.5 minutes remaining. Rudolph taps both sides of the helmet now. Brings a man in motion close to him as he gets a snap. Back to pass, looking, throws out in the right flat. It is complete. Gainwell heads straight up the field, and Gainwell maintains his balance, stumbles forward, gets to the 36, and picks up a Steelers first down.
And I love the little short hop as he's anticipating the tackle in that moment and keeps his feet and able to get a little bit of extra yardage. Great job by Roman Wilson setting a block out there, and, of course, Darnell Washington setting a big wall that allowed for the cutback to the inside.
So Spencer Anderson is checked in. Caleb Johnson is checked into the game after that 20-yard pickup. Has the ball at the 35-yard line. Under 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Steelers up 20-12. Rudolph under center will give to Caleb Johnson. Starts left, cuts back to the right. Both hands around the ball. Is stood up by McKinley Jackson and Jordan Battle after a short pickup down to the 32-yard line or thereabouts, maybe 3 yards, so call it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, little that hole that he saw on the backside just got closed up really quickly, but the decision making by Caleb Johnson, just be quick, make a decision, don't hesitate, and see what happens. And now
Jordan Battle needs some attention.
Well, shaken up on the play afterwards.
Tyson Anderson jogs in to take his place. Keep in mind now, start to think about the clock here, Max. 6:24 remains. You are in Boswell field goal range, but as we talked about all game, doesn't look quite as windy as it was previously, but it is still a little bit windy down in the field.
A little bit windy down there. And I think the biggest thing, though, is 8-point game. You want to make sure that you're getting a touchdown on this drive. I would love to see that just to create some more breathing room, and you don't really give Cincinnati that hope, as we saw in that Chicago game when they were down and they were able to score points within, under a minute. I think they scored 14 points in 59 seconds or so. So you don't want to give them that opportunity. They do have that still. in their holster as the ability for this team to be fast charge.
Rudolph under center. Caleb Johnson is the lone setback. Darnell Washington in motion right to left, and the play action pass. Rudolph rolling out to the right, will throw short and out on the right flat on a crossing pattern to Metcalf. He's got a first down as he crosses the 25 and gets down to the 22-yard line.
When you have a solid run game, the play action naked boot out to the outside makes things so much easier. And Mason Rudolph, let's face it, a little bit younger than Aaron Rodgers running that same boot out, so he doesn't have as much trash to deal with players coming back across his face. And DK Metcalf running the shallow cross was able to catch that in stride and go upfield.
Tightly bunched formation here for the Steelers. Roman Wilson in motion left to right. Snap and the give to Caleb Johnson, trying to bounce it out to the outside. Geno Stone tries to grab a hold of him. Johnson outruns him, flag behind the play as he gets inside the 10 and down to the 9-yard line, and they're going to get him for a face mask penalty on the stiff arm.
Mask. Offense number 20. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Wiping out what would have been a career-long gain for Caleb Johnson. Got the stiff arm on Geno Stone, and yet got the finger caught in the face mask.
And the pinky got caught in there. The pinnacle of etiquette there does not allow for good football etiquette in that moment.
But Gainwell and is checked back into the game along with Spencer Anderson. Now the ball's marched back to the 35-yard line. If you're thinking about field goal, Missy, real quick downstairs, a little less windy right now?
Yeah, I would say so. It's definitely a little bit colder. The sun has gone down, but the wind is not as fierce as it was just a little bit earlier in the game.
Okay, Missy, thank you very much. Spencer Anderson moves in motion right to left. Now a screen set out to the right. This is Gainwell. Picks up some blocks. Streaking down the right sideline to the 20. Cuts inside and tripped up as he gets inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. Jordan Battle saved a touchdown, but a beautifully designed screenplay out to the right side.
Oh, some great blocks by the big bodies out there. Mason McCormick, Jordan Fontanu out in the lead, creating that funnel for Kenneth Gainwell and narrowly escaped. Jordan Battle falling backwards was able to clip the heel of Kenneth Gainwell, preventing the touchdown.
28-yard pickup, and the Steelers are now entering the Heinz red zone. During Steelers season, it has to be Heinz. Ball at the 7-yard line. Clock is just munching along. 5 on the play clock as the Steelers come out now. A little bit of problems. Problems with the setup here, and the Steelers are going to have to use another timeout to avoid a delay of game penalty, so they only have one timeout remaining.
And that one was very, very, very worrisome. You had a lot of bodies moving at one time, so you needed both of them to be set before you can snap, because you don't want a illegal formation or a movement penalty or a false start. So great job to call the timeout. You got them in your back pocket. Now you only have one left, just like the Bengals do, as we sit at 4:29 in the game. But they had Spencer Anderson lined up as a broken eye fullback in that one, so you wonder what could have been if they would have actually gotten that play off.
So the Bengals, keep in mind, the Bengals only have one timeout remaining. The Steelers are up 20-12. The ball is at the 7-yard line of the Bengals. So you clearly want to use as much time as humanly possible, hopefully come up with a touchdown here, but certainly at least one more score.
Yeah, need one more score here.
11th play of the drive for the Steelers. Rudolph under center, and it's a broken eye to the right with Spencer Anderson as the fullback. Motion man is Washington moving to the right. And here's a handoff to Gainwell on the right side. Bounces to the outside, wants to stay in bounds, so he picks his way up to the 5-yard line as Asai and Geno Stone make the stop, a pickup of 2. Clock continuing to roll. 4:15 and counting here. Steelers don't have to snap this next one till about 3:45 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
And Spencer Anderson still staying in as ineligible on that play. And that one, I saw what they wanted to do, just took a little while to get to that pitch to the outside for Gainwell. They tried to create a wall with Darnell Washington and Spencer Anderson running the lead fullback position, and just couldn't quite get there in time.
In the shotgun, 5 left on the play clock as Rudolph gets the snap. Back to pass, looking left to Gainwell on the left flat. Gainwell shrugs off a tackle and gets into the end zone for a Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown.
Second receiving touchdown for Kenneth Gainwell in this game, going in the same direction. Man, what a great job by Kenneth Gainwell. He had 2 in the Dublin game against the Minnesota Vikings as well. and Kenneth Gainwell caps off a great answering drive, and now you go up 2 earnest scores, and potentially the extra point makes this a 15-point ball game. What a phenomenal job by Mason Rudolph, leading this team in the second half after the left wrist injury to Aaron Rodgers. 3:40 remains here in the fourth quarter. Boswell, the extra point attempt is up, and Boswell off the upright, but through. It's good. 8-ball corner pocket. Steelers leading by the score of 27-12 after a 12-play, 65-yard drive capped off by the Gainwell 5-yard touchdown reception. The Steelers have just scored from the Heinz Red Zone during Steelers season. It has to be Heinz. With the score, the Steelers 27, the Bengals 12. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
I'm Jamie Bordas. What makes our law firm great are a lot of the same things that make the Steelers great. We're tough. We fight. We win. We understand that it takes great preparation to get great results. We've been successful for years, yet every day we still strive to be better. We're a proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers because we're a lot like them. Oh yeah, we also hate the Ravens.
Bordas and Bordas, fighting for justice.
Yo, it's Mark Madden. If you're shopping for a new TV or appliance, Voss TV and Appliance is the only store for you. Voss is a locally owned family business with the buying power of a big box store. Visit my guys Rick or Matt at Voss TV and Appliance and get up to a $3,000 mail-in rebate on Cafe brand appliances. Voss TV and Appliance, serving Pittsburgh more than 6 decades with the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Visit Voss TV and Appliance at VossTV.com or call 412-650-VOSS.
Hey, it's Brian Murphy, owner of Easy Home Exteriors. When it comes to roofing, I know you have options, but not all roofers are created equal. I'm local, I'm hands-on, and I'm never selling out to some private equity firm. This is my business, and I stand behind every roof we install. I use quality materials, have fair pricing, and we do the job right, without the pressure and without breaking the bank. If your roof needs attention, give me a call. No gimmicks, no games, just roofing done right. Call 412-678-7008 or visit EasyDidIt.com.
It's Max Starks for my friends at Clearview Federal Credit Union. Clearview is here to help you reach your financial goals and support our community every step of the way. This season, they're giving back through Touchdowns for Hope, donating $500 to Light of Life Rescue Mission for every Pittsburgh touchdown. That's just one way Clearview shows up for those who need it most. Visit clearviewfcu.org/touchdown to learn more and open an account today. That's clearviewfcu.org/touchdown.
We bleed black and gold. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network. We now pause for station identification on the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
We'll talk about this game starting tomorrow with the DVE Morning Show. Then, all week we get you ready for the next game on your radio home of the Steelers, WDVE, Pittsburgh.
The ending strains of Renegade as the crowd roaring, the ball down to the 5-yard line on the kickoff by Jones, taken to the left, and Jabril Peppers wraps him up at the 29-yard line and takes him down. Only 2 possessions for the Steelers this half by Mason Rudolph. Leads a field goal drive, a touchdown drive. They get the touchdown from Duggar on the interception return. So the Steelers enjoying a 27-12 lead over the Bengals.
And this is a fast-paced offense when they want to be, but the good thing is you've contained Jamar Chase thus far, need to contain further and put it in the hands of some other guys because they're not as well known as Jamar Chase, who has great breakaway speed.
And the Bengals only have 1 timeout remaining, needed 2 on that last drive. Flacco gets the snap, back to pass, looking, throws out to the right flat. It is complete to Noah Fant, and Fant 2 hands around the ball, but still lost it. It's picked up by Pierre. Pierre racing down the left sideline, somersaults into the end zone, and a second defensive touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh my goodness. 2 takeaways, 2 touchdowns. Steelers defense is doing a great job. Right now, it's looking good. We haven't seen any flags. Of course, that's always the other worry. But right now, this Steelers defense has been playing lights out, and that is great.
So great job defensively right after Renegade.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. The Mogenation that is created by Renegade lives on here in Acrisure Stadium.
And the return by Pierre after Eccles and Clark were over there. Fan had two hands around the ball, too. He was trying not to fumble. The Steelers still punched it loose. The extra point by Boswell right down the middle, and suddenly, very suddenly, it is 34-12 Steelers after the 33-yard return by Pierre. And for more, we're joined by Missy Matthews. Missy?
Well, guys, I remember another AFC North game right here at Acrisure Stadium where 2 defensive touchdowns were scored. It was in the other end zone, but that was with T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith against the Cleveland Browns just a few years ago. So the Steelers defense really wanted to get the offense back on the field. They did it very quickly and in a way that really put this game away.
Yeah, and a great job. Fant had both arms tucked around the ball, and Clark and Eccles on the combination. I guess they're officially calling this a 32-yard return by Pierre for the touchdown. 2 defensive touchdowns by the Steelers. And think about this. You talk about what you need to do personnel-wise over the course of the season. Neither of these guys were on the active roster at the beginning of the season, Duggar or Pierre.
No, they weren't, but what a tremendous job by this defense. I mean, they don't have the sack numbers that we're used to seeing, but the takeaways have been not only effective and timely, but they have been backbreaking to the Bengals, which is all that you can ask for in these moments. 2 return touchdowns.
Here's a kickoff by Boswell, a yard deep. Jones will take a knee, and so they'll have the ball max at the 35-yard line. When you kick it into the end zone, the ball is spotted at the 35.
Is that what it is?
If you kick it out of bounds, then it goes to the 40.
I was worried it was going to be the 40 or the 20, so we did get that clarified.
If it lands in the field of play and skips through the end zone.
Okay, there we go. See, look,
that's at the 20.
I mean, boy, pressure test on the pop quiz right here. Rob King's getting
the 100%. Landing zone, actually, technically. If it lands in the field of play short, then it's at the 40.
Yes, correct.
Right.
Out of bounds. Out of bounds. Well, does it land short or out of bounds? Because you can land outside. Anyways, next
ball
play.
At the 35-yard line, 3:22 remains. Flacco in the shotgun. Gets a snap, throws over the middle of the field, and this is complete to Tanner Hudson, a short pickup. And a pickup of about 6 or so out to the 41. I'm going to mark it at the 42, so call it 2nd and 3. Bengals out of timeouts, 34-12. The Steelers lead. The last touchdown had given the Bengals. You were thinking about the Bengals against the Bears. They scored a late touchdown, then got an onside kick and scored another touchdown. Still wound up losing the game as the Bears rallied with a late touchdown of their own. Here's the give to Chase Brown up the middle of the field. Brown will pick up a first down across the 35. Bengals not going to stop the clock. 2:40 and counting remaining here in this fourth quarter. Chains move out to the 45-yard line, which is just across the 45 where the Bengals will have their first down.
Still not going deep on any passes. Still content to throw short and hand off the ball. At this point, I think they kind of know this game is out of reach for them. So just trying to maintain possession.
2:17, 2:16, 2:15 as Flacco extends the hands, gets the snap, back to pass, throwing left. It is complete to Chase. Chase down the sideline, and Chase is wrestled, and Chase is kept in bounds. Joey Porter Jr. finishing him off on that tackle.
And not going to say that wasn't a little personal there, but Joey Porter wanted to make sure he went to the ground even though the whistle was blown dead.
Yeah, Steelers not happy that Ramsey was ejected and not Jamar Chase after back-to-back personal fouls against Ramsey. One on Chase and only one on Chase. Well, it's now time for the 2-minute warning brought to you by Giant Eagle. Giant Eagle is proud to bring freshness, quality, and value to Steelers Nation. Visit your neighborhood store or order online with curbside pickup and delivery. With a score, the Steelers 34, the Bengals 12. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Steelers fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day, too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a pro or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
At FNB, we rewrote the rules of banking and made getting everything you need a whole lot easier.
Experience the one-of-a-kind e-store Common app from FNB. Checking, savings, loans, credit cards. One application done in minutes. Just one common app for more than 40 business and consumer products. Can your bank do that? Didn't think so. Welcome to FNB. Let's get started at fnb-online.com. Loan subject to credit approval. FNB member FDIC.
Starting a home improvement project? Essential Utilities reminds you, before you build a deck, plant a tree, or put up a fence, call 811. Professionals from Underground Utilities like Peoples will mark your lines so you can dig safely. Whether you're doing the work yourself or hiring a professional, calling 811 is free for homeowners. And it's the law. Call 811 3 days before you dig to keep you and your family safe. Peoples, an Essential Utilities company.
Steelers fans, your team is a powerhouse. Are you ready for another great game here in the Steel City?
Absolutely. And let's take a minute to talk about the other powerhouse in town, been the best for 48 years straight. Got the grit and strength to take on anything. It's an MVP here in Pittsburgh.
Ford F-Series.
Best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh and in America. Now, how about that young duo on offense?
That's the next powerhouse on our radar.
F-150, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Your home for the Steelers. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Fresh out of the 2-minute warning, the Bengals had the ball at the 38-yard line of the Steelers. Steelers enjoying a 34-12 lead. Joe Flacco in the shotgun, back to pass, looking, throws over the middle of the field. It's complete to Tanner Hudson, and Hudson gets inside the 30 and down to about the 29-yard line. Bengals only have one timeout left. They're moving to the line of scrimmage, but in no great hurry. Now they're actually going to huddle up with a minute 40 seconds and counting remaining here at Acrisure Stadium.
I like what you were about to say. 100 seconds left. That would have been good.
102 seconds, but I leave that to Doc Emmerich.
Okay.
Great hockey announcer. Here's Flacco with the snap, back to pass, throws underneath. It's deflected, knocked away from Chase Brown, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 1 at the 29-yard line. T.J. Watt got a hand on that one.
Yeah, T.J. Watt right on the line of scrimmage just reaches out the right paw and deflects the ball from going to Chase Brown, so nice job there by the Steelers defense.
So 3rd and 1 with a minute 23 left. And the Bengals, again, just the one timeout remaining, huddled up here. Now the crowd saw a good one. Boy, this is a big, big game for the Steelers. Lost 3 of 4, still enjoying a 1-game lead in the AFC North. The Bengals could have cut that lead to 1 for themselves and been 2-0 against the Steelers and 3-0 in the division, but instead here, Chase Brown, a run off the right side. That's going to get him close to 100 yards rushing
exactly
for the game. They're calling it 99.
5-yard game.
5-yard pickup as they march quickly to the line of scrimmage at the 24. Flacco gets the snap. Back to pass, looking, throws underneath to Brown. Brown is tackled immediately in the center of the field by Patrick Queen down at the 21-yard line. 50 seconds and counting.
And not a great amount of hurry here for the Bengals.
Right, they're moving
gingerly
without a huddle, but to the line of scrimmage, and now Flacco in the shotgun gets a snap. Back to pass, looking right, throws. It's complete. And it's complete to Tanner Hudson, who is hit by Peyton Wilson and then pounded by Otome. Whoa. I mean, Hudson, hey, good thing you're out of the tackle. Bad news, you're out of the tackle because Otome drilled him down at the 15-yard line.
Should have just stayed up on that one, or should have went down on the first initial hit.
15 seconds left as Flacco gets the snap, throws towards the back of the end zone intended for Chase, incomplete. So 10 ticks left on the clock, and this is a good a time as any to remind fans of a very good record the Steelers have coming out of when a team comes in out of a bye and the Steelers are at home. Missy, advantage Steelers.
Absolutely. Under Coach Tomlin, they're 10-7-1 against teams coming off their bye week. 6-2-1 here at home in Pittsburgh. 4-5 on the road. The Steelers are good coming off of their own bye week and when the opponent's coming off theirs as well. Rob.
Yeah, sign of excellent coaching and preparation for sure, Missy. Thank you very much. What's left of this crowd, here's some people have filed out, standing up, waving the towels. Flacco back to pass, under some duress, throws, and it is picked off by James Pierre. Oh, they're going to say he was bobbling it and out of bounds. Well, that would have been a nice way to finish off a phenomenal game by James Pierre. He has been terrific for the Steelers.
He has had a fine game indeed, and we look at this with the time left, change of downs. We will win the time of possession battle. That's the most important thing, because we were exactly at 30 minutes, and these last 5 seconds on the kneel down puts us over the top.
Like it. That was one of your keys coming into the game, and man, what a job this defense did against Higgins and Chase. Higgins did have a touchdown, I understand.
He did, and he had 3 catches for 63 yards, but Jamar Chase 3 catches as well off of 10 targets and only 30 yards of production, so tremendous game by them.
Defense rises up. How about Mason Rudolph? Phenomenal job in relief of Aaron Rodgers here in the second half, helping guide the Steelers to a 34-12 victory. The end of the game is brought to you by your neighborhood Ford store. The F-150 is the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Stay tuned for Steelers' first reaction and the Mike Tomlin postgame press conference. You're listening to the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
The Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network proudly presents Steelers Football 2025. Brought to you in part by 84 Lumber, a dynasty partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. By Calusi Chevrolet, serving the Pittsburgh area for over 106 years. By Always Safe Flagging and Traffic Control, making traffic safe again. Call 412-301-2300 or visit us online at awsafe.net for a quote today. By Bordis & Bordis, fighting for justice. By Caliente Pizza and Draft House, 7-time World Pizza Champions. Order today at worldsbestpizza.com. By Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. By CGR Wholesale Roofing and Siding Supply Center, where the average Joe can buy like a pro. By Gateway Clippers Shuttle Service, the best way to a Steelers game. By South Hills Kia. South Hills Kia has the ride at a price you love. By Confluence Financial, your team for wealth management and proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. ConfluenceFP.com. By Pennsylvania One Call